Oh, loving when the mics come in.
Coming. Yes.
Oh, your strap-on arrived for Christmas. Oh shit! So, oh fuck no. I mean, your present. Your present arrived.
So we had a discussion. We're not meant to be buying. Trevor gives us your.
Well, I mean, it's to go with your copy of Cyberpunk. You can sit it. You can sit while you're wearing it.
So I can.
And then you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I can get the game to go fuck myself while I go fuck myself.
You can fuck yourself while the game fucks you as well.
So wait. So CD Projekt Red get to fuck us in the ass
while you fuck yourself,
and then I get to fuck myself in the ass. This is how this works.
Or you can be pegged. It's all good. Like.
I mean, like, I could fuck myself in the ass and plenty without Cyberpunk fucking me in the ass.
But it's a helping hand, you know.
The helping hand.
It's a helping metal hand.
It's like I've digitally got fucked in the ass.
Yeah, so now you can physically fuck yourself in the ass.
And then you're going to allow me to get physically fucked in the ass.
I really hope nobody can hear this.
Y'all are where we're live. Look at the preview screen for a second. You know what that is? That's us. You know what that shows? What they can currently see.
That's not great.
I mean, it wasn't great. No.
What if I just end it? Well, I just end the podcast.
Yeah, just end the podcast. Just hit the button right now. Just will you hit that for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So we're gonna start. We'll start again in a minute. Right. How do you start this again? Welcome to the start, the one and only start of the podcast. We also stopped the music. No, we didn't know it started.
I didn't stop the background music.
Thanks for coming, everyone. We'll see you next week. Merry Christmas. Bye.
You know, we threatened to do that last week, and then today we actually just straight up just brought up the screen.
To be fair, I'm much less ill this week than I was last week.
You seem a lot more healthier this week.
I'm actually chirpy. I'm positive to be here.
Is it like for the first time in 2 weeks you're actually like sensibly like of health?
Honestly, it's a wee bit more than 2 weeks to be honest. I've been sick like pretty much periodically on and off over this last like couple months.
Right, but I mean, like the last two casts we've done, you've been sick in one way or another.
2 weeks ago, I was just one average fart away from shitting myself.
That's pretty grim.
And then last week, I was just a ball of like.
You were not healthy last week.
No, but
like we skipped like
we skipped like 2/3 of the podcast because I was a sick boy.
So I've been demanded to have water.
Yeah, but this week I'm sick as in like. You know, like I surfboard.
Oh yeah, you're like that cool surfer.
I'm a skater boy.
You're not going to skate into new segments this week, are you?
I might.
Oh, okay.
I'm feeling healthy enough that I think I could skate into segments. No bother.
I'm looking at the chat right now. You need Jesus and some water. Just had the water. Great episode, guys.
I'm doing my Jesus cosplay.
You do look incredible. Call the priest. I'm not calling any priest. The last time I called the priest, he done things.
We're not getting priests in here. We don't want to make this a more.
You know what? Talk about like weird
unreligious Christmas.
Talking about weird priests, right? I finally watched. I finally watched. Brass Eye, and I watched the infamous episode.
Yeah,
and I was shocked. I was like, no wonder this show got fucking pulled off the air.
Yeah, but
almost instantly after that episode,
I can't believe people thought that was real. Like, I suppose like. Now we have like the perspective of, you know, like, what do you call it?
Hindsight,
yeah. But like at the time, I guess people were like, oh my god, there are pedos everywhere. And there are. There are pedos everywhere. But now people know.
I just went to priest the greatest grease party if ever. John, I'm shocked you forgot something. What did I forget?
What'd you forget? Where's the polar bear?
Oh, he's right there.
That's not on screen though. That's not on camera. Get him camera ready. Get his wee bun. Get his wee buns on.
What are you doing both headphones on?
I want 4 times the music.
Am I looking at his butt or should you be looking at me?
Huh?
I usually have them on a normal stream.
Oh, okay. What'd you take them off for?
See when I put the mic stand back?
Oh, okay, yeah.
He falls at risk of falling behind the desk.
He's being too feisty. He's trying to fuck you.
I didn't want to lose him to the annals of time.
I like that we're going to see his butt. Could I draw like a little like cross on his butthole?
No, you should not draw anything on his butthole. No.
So, because it would be funny. A little pink X.
Yeah. Do you want him like this, or do you want him facing you?
Do you want to see ass, or do you want to see face? And then what about the bear?
Oh, hey. But no, I was watching Brass Eye, right? And the first part literally almost killed me. Like, I almost died. Because those ones where, like, you laugh so hard that your stomach hurts and then you can't breathe.
It's when you laugh and just laughter stops coming out. Like you've got no laughter.
Yeah,
left.
yeah, you've got no oxygen.
Yeah.
Right? That's what happened to me because it was like, it started off with a bit where it's like we've sent this deadly pedophile into space, right? And then like literally 2 seconds there, but we accidentally also put a child in there with
the
him.
ship as well.
And you're like, it's like, it was like, it's like the organizer said this is exactly what we didn't want to happen. I'm sitting there going like, what?
Yeah, that's really, you could only really get away with that shit like back then, because find rightly, like we're in such like a weird fucked up place at the minute that if you made that show right now, people will be shouting at defending pedophiles. And you know they would, because that's exactly what
I want to do a thing on my Discord where like I know that the episode's on YouTube but it's still geolocked, and I want to show people my community this episode. I want to do like a Discord thing where what do you do with my right
clink.
I want to show people that episode. I thought that was bad, and then the next part is like, here's a live reconstruction of a pedophile having sex with a child. I'm like, what? And the next thing you know, it's okay. Our model is of age. She just happens to have really small tits. And I'm just sitting there going like, what the fuck is this show?
What was the one where like they had like it was like they were trying to track like a priest through like a town, and they dressed someone up as a house.
Yeah,
there was just someone dressed as a house.
It's like this dirty bastard's been luring children in for months now. It's just a guy in a massive house.
It's just a guy dressed as a house. I was like, this is great.
I literally was going to die watching it, and I was like, no wonder the show got axed.
It's like, I think it just got axed because of like the sheer amount of complaints they got. Like, it wasn't because like it was a bad show.
The celebrities actually on the show, I've read into it, genuinely thought that the show was serious. And when they were given like some of these like weird fucking absurd PSAs,
it was a bit of an Eric Andre situation.
It
where
was
like
kind of like before Borat was Borat.
Yeah.
You had Brass Eye, and Brass Eye was more extreme than Borat in my mind now.
The Eric Andre show is like, what they're told is that it's a parody, but that's literally it. They're told nothing about what they're going to be doing when they get in. So they're just like it's just an interview panel where the questions aren't that serious. And then, like there's someone with their dick out standing behind
I've watched
them.
Eric Andre, yeah.
So like, I think Brass Eye done that a little bit. They were very obtuse and saying like, they probably just said, this is a news show. Like, this is a panel discussion news show.
Because they filmed this shit like Crime Watch.
Yeah.
And like, anyone who's not like a UK or Irish viewer doesn't know what Crime Watch was. Crime Watch was this amazing show back in the day where they would like literally live broadcast like crimes that had happened, like the details, what information they had, to try and get people to call in to provide more information to help essentially, catch these motherfuckers that were doing these crimes. But like the Brass Eye just done like whole versions of shows, and there was just one where it was just based on like the infamous one is the pedophile one. They called Pedogeddon.
Yeah.
It's called Pedogeddon, and it's like, it is just I watched it last night and I was like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna live past 12 o'clock tonight.
It is good shit. Like,
I was so it's just so dry.
Yeah, there's not like a bit of laughter on the entire show.
Like, they take everything so seriously, but what they're saying is so absurd,
so ridiculous. Like, but that's how you wonder like how anyone thought it was serious. What up with your boy Mikey? Being like, oh, hi. So yeah, it's Saturday. It's nearly Christmas.
I got a hydrate again apparently.
We're about to go into, what is this, the 93rd lockdown or whatever next week?
Yeah. Like, London got hit with a tier 4. I didn't even know there was a tier 4. Apparently, they're not allowed to see their like families.
They're not even allowed to use their eyes when you go outside. You have to do that, but only if you're not eating. Because if you're eating, then the virus can't get you.
Yeah,
it's like if you sit down and you start going like, the virus, it can't go into your lungs.
It can't get in my.
It can't. If you're in a bar but you're more than 2 feet away from someone, 6 feet away from someone, the virus is like, oh shit, I can't get in there.
I can't get in his mouth.
I have to go to the closest school. I have to do that.
The schools are open.
The schools are open. The schools are fine. Like, children are the cleanest people on the planet. We all know
by
that.
far.
Oh, but like
by
germs, kids have never heard of them.
Yeah.
Germs don't know about kids, and kids don't know about germs. That's it.
Basically,
those two polar opposites. They never Never do that.
After you spawn a child,
Yeah.
after you let one out from your mangina,
Germs
or your
just fuck
vagina,
right off.
depending on your sex.
Yeah.
You know that it's no longer it's no longer related to you until literally about its like 15, 16th year. It actually is closer family heritage to a bottle of Dettol.
Yeah. They're complete like scientists have just started working off children's bodies. They're so
just like the
pure.
Catholic Church.
They're so yeah. Just like the priests. That's why the priests love them as well. They want to be as clean as possible. To get to God.
yeah.
But like, I am 100% a real scientist.
Because cleanliness is close to God, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's what they mean.
Yeah.
When a child is, or when a priest is eating off a child or eating the child, he's like, well, at least this child is like pH neutral. You know, he's a very clean boy. So that's what priests and scientists now have in common, that all their work surfaces are just made out of children. Because children, germs, nope. So actually, you know what? We should just start making schools out of the children. Just make them do that and form walls, and the germs will be repelled, and they'll go straight to the closest restaurant bar. Wow. And just fuck up some old people. This has been COVID Chat, December 2020, before we were shortly arrested.
Yep.
Go blame it on the alcohol. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, how we're doing, guys.
Are people still alive? I could do that. We'll cut that. We'll clip that. Sorry, not cut it. We'll clip it.
I need a drink.
You need a lovely Jamie'sville. That's a big Jamie. No, actually, no, it's fine. It's fine, Jamie. Let me finish this beer.
I was gonna say it's a reasonable amount.
It's a thick glass, though.
Oh yeah, it's my Blade Runner glass. Sponsored by. We're not sponsored by Jameson.
We're sponsored by Jameson now, motherfucker. Because we will be in a minute.
Oh, that clip, we solved COVID.
Yeah, how's everyone doing? It's Saturday. It's close to Christmas. Hopefully everyone's freaking out about not being able to get Christmas presents yet. I know I certainly can't. So much of the stuff that I have ordered has just vanished.
That's
like
correct.
that cleaning product,
Yeah.
child pubes, combined with vanish. They just vanish,
yeah.
gone. Like it never existed.
Bang, and the
Bang.
child is gone.
And the child's pubes never existed. Along with my Christmas presents. Well, not mine, but things that I bought for certain people.
So all these ones where like it's going to turn up on like after New Year's, and it's going to be like, oh, finally it appeared.
Yeah.
After the whole festivities have been done.
Yeah.
Okay.
January 2022 or some shit like that.
Fuck that. So I look like someone with some sort of income.
Lucky for some.
Bang, and the child is gone. Isn't that the catchphrase of priests?
It's the Catholic Church's byline. Bang. The child's gone.
Oh, that's a good drop. That's a really good drop.
Oh yeah. So silent.
So silent but free. But yes, is everyone having a good? This is our last pod before the.
We have one more.
No, let me finish.
Oh, before the Game of the Year thing. I thought you were just
Yes.
going to say of 2020.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a sentence. Funny enough, when I haven't stopped talking.
I was just doing that.
Yeah, but that
Like,
is to
you're-
interrupt me
you're
verbally. Like I'm
Well,
talking, you're like,
Technically, I was doing that as in there's one left. But I was saying you're number one.
you're trying to correct me. No, don't try and pull that bullshit. No, I wasn't trying to correct you mid sentence. I was just saying you're number one.
You are?
No, that's.
Isn't he number one? I think he's number one.
I'm not number one.
He's a big streak of piss, which is why he's number one.
My hair looks so weird because I have to keep on the ear cuffs back, so it
I
looks
know.
like I've got a mullet.
What do you mean looks like? I think
don't have a
you
mullet.
would look good with a mullet. I've got a bit of a side shade going on,
Okay.
but it's just because I've done it myself.
Nice.
I started cutting my own hair, and then I went too far. and had to shave a whole load of it off.
Ah, that's grim.
Yeah, but it's all right. It's hair. It goes
I
back.
want to put this ear cup over just because, even though I can't hear you very well now. Oh, I can actually.
I haven't said anything yet.
I know you haven't said anything yet, but I can still hear you.
So are you annoyed about your salt and pepper coming in?
Yeah. I'm always going to be annoyed about
I think it looks
that.
pretty good.
It's hard to notice on camera directly. I hope. But you never know.
I suppose like the lights aren't really helping us.
the lights kind of just the lights do hide.
He's looking very distinguished
But
these days.
But I can tell by the time I'm 35, I will have like that just distinguished amount of.
Like rogues hair.
Yeah, I'll have like a rogue streak, like or just a one-way streak,
That's
or
hot.
my whole hair will have just slightly go grey, which I'm fine with.
So Gandalf thing.
Yeah, because I'm fine with if it goes fast, but see if it takes its time,
Yeah.
it's gonna look shit.
Well, I think you'd be alright.
It almost feels like I should maybe just endure more stress more regularly and force it to go that way faster.
Or dye your hair. Or bleach your hair.
Nah.
You just go pure blonde. Like the sun. Like the color of the sun.
I don't want to go pure blonde though.
Or white.
Oh, I wouldn't look good as blonde.
Color of that guy.
The polar bear?
Yeah. Just pure white.
I mean, that's the end goal, is it not? That's the end goal. You have the old metalhead look. I don't mind that, but I just want it to be like pure white first. I'm going to try and get my hair to like Polly in The Sopranos.
So just stick your head into an elephant's vagina and then.
Yeah, I was going to say, does he not have like the most ridiculous?
Yeah,
like,
it's all just like.
hair?
But it's got a big like. It's got like a pompadour, whatever the fuck you call those things. Where it goes like up and back a little bit.
It's kind of like if an Elvis impersonator was an Italian American mafia.
Yeah,
man.
you do that.
Yeah.
This is a gaming podcast. This is a podcast about games.
It is a podcast about games. Maybe we should talk about them.
Ooh.
Speaking of literally dying, I heard.
She's dying. Her. You can let me finish. Her.
I didn't block what you're saying there.
This has become the Cyberpunk show because there's just so much garbage about it.
There's so much.
Gaming and gay love. Oh, guy love. I see. One's a bit more X-rated than the other. Wow.
I mean, I could get into both.
Well, that's for the OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, I forgot our OnlyFans content we're planning on 2021.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the big news. Come January 1st, 2021, we're going to be coming
To you on a platform
on
near
each
you.
other and then to you.
On a platform near
Yeah,
you.
the gaming is the sexy one because gaming is an X-rated word now.
It's like I'm just going to get reeled while he talks about the fact
How
that
happy I am, or unhappy I am with microtransactions. As I
Yeah.
just pound the shit out of them.
yeah, it's like it's euphoric in a way that it makes him feel better, but it also gives me the ride of my life.
Everyone wins.
Yeah, everyone wins.
That's all we really want.
Yeah, but yeah, let's get the let's get into the cyberpunk news. This is just
More. I feel like this is just gonna be it for the next like year. That just every week something fucking else will come out. So what was it, 2 days ago? Yesterday, 2 days. Days don't mean anything anymore. It was removed from the Sony store, and I think it has also been removed from the Xbox store as of today. As of like a few hours ago,
a
I think.
warning.
Yeah.
They didn't remove it so much. I think they gave literally a warning as to say this is not optimized for this platform.
Yeah. The like Sony have removed it altogether, so you can't buy a new copy of it if you bought it, or you can't buy a new copy of it digitally.
Yeah.
Until they fix enough of it, I guess. I think maybe that is a bit of an overreaction because games have come out in a much worse state. I think at this point, that's maybe all they could do to limit damage control.
Yeah, it's pretty much PR damage control.
Yeah.
I mean, like people.
It was Sony's call to remove it from the store. It wasn't CD Projekt Red's.
No, definitely not. And the thing is, like, I know I always sound like I have a bitter hatred for this company because I do, but
Which company?
But they didn't do this to Bethesda with Fallout 76.
That's true. That is true. They did not. I think just because people were actually looking forward to Cyberpunk, I think maybe that was a bit different. Because no one fucking cared about Fallout.
Fair.
Yeah. I think maybe it is a wee bit of an overreaction. I think people were definitely jumping on the bandwagon where they were buying it and then immediately asking for a refund just for the fucking crack, just to say that they got a refund. And Sony were like, every one of these is costing us money, so we'll stop giving people codes for the moment.
Yeah,
But I
because
mean,
the
like,
whole transaction process.
I'm sure
cost to it.
Yeah, I'm sure a portion gets taken off.
I think it's like
Whatever,
from my understanding of business,
a
usually
couple of
between
p or something.
No. It's usually 2.5 to 4.5% of the total cost of the product.
Like a pound or two, then.
No. Well, you look at a £70 game, it's maybe for £4.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Well,
So-
I think Cyberpunk was like £40.
Was it?
You know what? I can't fucking. You think I would know? I bought 2 copies of it.
I don't know what you gotta bear in mind. Digital versus physical are totally two different prices.
Oh, okay, well, I bought 2 physical versions. Yeah, like it does seem a wee bit of an overreaction. Like there are loads of games that have released in far worse states than Cyberpunk did, and I don't know why they chose this one. I guess it was just because like they so obviously lied about the PS4 and Xbox versions and not the PC one, that they were like X. it seems like a wee bit of an overreaction because it's setting a precedent now. Like, will this mean that they will remove the next game that comes out completely? So essentially, the next live service game, whatever it is that comes out on PS4, will they remove it because they lied about everything that's in the game? And it's
Yeah,
not
because
there?
like there's a lot of games people are not happy about.
Where's the cutoff?
Yeah.
Like, what constitutes something that you're allowed to like take off the store because it lied, and something that was just so vague about what was actually in the game that they can get away with saying like, well, we never said we have that in it technically.
I mean, like Sony did it themselves in No Man's Sky.
That's true. That is very true.
But it's credit to the publisher or developer of No Man's Sky.
Is it People Can Fly?
People Can Fly? No, it's not People Can Fly. That was owned by Epic.
I forget. I don't care.
I forget, but like they at least went in, fixed the game,
Yeah.
gave it tons of content, made the game robust to the point now it actually reflects the original vision and
Yeah.
what they said it was going
There
to be.
was a PS4 and Xbox hotfix today.
Oh yeah, the 1.05. I
haven't turned it on yet today, but I know like if they're already in the process of fixing it, I think maybe the literally removing it from the Hello Games. Thank you, Ocean.
Thank you.
I think maybe that was just a touch step too far because that makes them look very guilty. Very guilty. Like, we know it's so bad that we're going to remove it from the store when there are like total unfinished pieces of shit that have come out and they've just let it hang there.
Yeah.
Like, so.
I think it's just because of skill at this point, though.
Yeah, I suppose like pretty much everyone who's ever fucking played a game is talking about this, is talking about Cyberpunk in some way or another, and the fact that there is such a difference between the PC version and the console versions that they were like, yeah, alright, yeah, we fucked up.
I'm seeing this game being called the crisis of its generation on the PC, and that's because of like the hardware requirement to run it.
I thought you meant like a crisis. Like this is a crisis.
No. Like the
you mean the crisis is in like
Crisis, the video game.
You need
the first person shooter.
You need 8 graphics cards to render one gun.
This is what it's being called. And when I'm hearing PC developers and publishers and users call it this, I continue wonder like, why did you skew this for the older consoles?
Yeah, I keep saying
they should have bit the bullet and said, you know what? No PS4 version.
Yeah, it's a PC game. That's it. Or it's a PC and PS5 game eventually.
Yeah, no PS4, no Xbox One X. It's just this is just for the next gen and for the fucking PC. If you don't have the console, like, we're sorry, tough tits. It won't run.
That's the thing.
Well, on these old platforms.
The game was being developed for 9 years, so for what 7 of those years at least, it was being developed for a PS4. So it should have worked better on a PS4 than it does. But I think those like the way developing for new consoles go is that you get a dev kit for a new console maybe 15 months. 16 months before it actually comes out, so you have the time to get used to the architecture and stuff. So I assume CD Projekt Red had a PS5 for a long time, like for long enough that they could have said like, we just need to migrate this to the PS5 and leave the PS4
just leave the old generation behind. Like it's sorry, but like if it's not going to run on the hardware, well, what's the point in having it on there?
I don't know.
It's like it's sorry. It's sad that it wouldn't be on that hardware and it locks out some users. But at this point, like, not everything can be on everything. That's just not possible. Yeah. And to expect that there is too much. Your expectation's too high. Like that is a ridiculous amount of extra work that needs to be done. Can make the actual other versions of the game suffer because of the amount of time it needs to be done. And this is being seen. Like they should have just went, fuck the PS4 SKU. Fuck the Xbox One X. This is PC and next gen consoles. Yeah, this needs to run. This needs to function.
I think it's the only game that has 3 generational SKUs.
Yeah,
like the PS4 and Xbox One X are last gen.
Yeah,
current gen, and PCs are essentially next gen.
They're
already,
like always genless because their hardware doesn't even work on. Doesn't even
high end PCs are what you would consider. At the minute, this is what the next set of consoles will eventually be a little bit closer to high-end PCs.
It's like, but I mean, give it like a half a year, and the PC is going to outperform the consoles again, wildly. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it came out for the PS4. Like I am, because I'm like, I know last week I wasn't too keen on it. I've played a lot more of it over the week, and it is really good. Like it still is buggy as fuck. There's some things that are just
they're more minor annoyances than anything else. Like the game has hot crashed on me like a couple of times. Like I've just been sitting there, like just shooting someone in the face, and you just get the wee, the PS4 menu music. Like, okay, it's gone again. But I mean, it's a good game. It is actually a good game. Just once you surrender to the fact that it's not done, you're like, right, if anything stupid happens, that's fine. Like I get a couple of things off the top of my head. Like every third or fourth time I get in a car, the accelerator just doesn't work. I'll just be sitting in that car, just beating the fucking life, just tickling the life out of the accelerator, and you're just nothing. People coming at me. It's like I can't tell if they're coming at me with a gun or if they're coming at me with
just because like they're walking.
Just because they're T-posing at me, they're just T-posing and coming towards me. It's a lot of small things that do hamper the overall experience, but it's still a very good game. Like it is a really good game, and I'm glad that it is out on the PS4. But if they knew so many people were going to buy it on PS4, they should have tried harder at making sure the PS4 version actually fucking worked.
I don't think that was possible. I think
maybe they should have, like, what if they just left the PS5 version? Like the PS5 and what is the new Xbox called? I will literally never remember this.
Series X?
I don't even know if you're right or not.
I think Series is the newest one.
Whatever that new Xbox is.
Their naming conventions.
It's so stupid. See, even if they had just stuck PS4, Xbox One X, and PC, that would have been fine. Like the people who have the PS5,
I just don't think it's not.
Would have been annoyed, but
I just don't think the consoles are not powerful enough.
I think they just released it at the worst time. It was like right as a new one was coming in.
I just don't think they're powerful enough. Like it's
like I'm playing it on a PS4 Pro.
Yeah, but is that reflective of every user?
I don't know. I don't know what the difference between a regular fat PS4 and a PS4 Pro is, because as far as like actual, like performance, it's fine. Like the driving's not great.
There's a better GPU in there.
Yeah,
because it can do 4K, so it's a better GPU.
Right. The problem the game is having, it's technical problems.
And a better CPU.
It's technical problems within the game itself, not really how it operates and stuff. So I mean, they at least got the baseline working on the PS4.
Yeah, but that's not baseline, because baseline is like my PS4. So that's not baseline. That's what I'm saying. It's not. You can't say that based on I've got the Pro, because you've got arguably the most powerful SKU of that older version, and even that's still fucking
so
up.
If anything,
and that doesn't account for enough of the actual user base. It just shouldn't have been on older consoles.
That's technically 4 versions then.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like it's too much game for the console, and it's a sad reality is that some things just shouldn't be on certain platforms.
They could have always done the old 2-discer, like.
2-discer is one thing, but like,
I mean, technically it is on 2-disc.
It is already tuned because it already runs off all your hard drive, so it's not about the disk size, because it's running off a lot of resources on the hard drive, which means disk capacity means dick all. It's just literally the horsepower is not there.
It's just about working. It's just about work. Hopefully, I would be happy enough to see them just take some shit out of it so that it runs a little bit better. But we'll see what happens with these hot fixes. Like if seeing like 6 or 7 months, like the whole thing is wrapped up and it works perfectly, you're like, right, that's fine. You could have made it work with a couple of more months.
Yeah,
hard development time, but people were insistent that it came out. So it was a double-edged sword. Like they were caught in a very tricky place where
I think they should have like just released the PC version of it, and then
I mean I would have been really angry about that. Like, but
at least it would have been working, because like you need to get one platform working, right?
Yeah,
and then port it over the consoles.
Yeah,
because they tried to release this game on fucking everything
coming on
during a pandemic.
Samsung smart fridges,
like literally, like Birdman. No one has fucking said this, right? They were trying to fucking make this game during a global pandemic, meaning that they had most of their office was not in the same building, trying to coordinate across a massive team, making a game across four different SKUs.
Yeah.
That is not a recipe for a good game launch.
I would like to say like the majority of it was probably already done, at least the bones anyway. Like I'm sure like the last year was probably just.
You say that, but one of our news articles covers that, and it
that's true. Well, what can we do? We'll move on to the next one then.
Yeah.
They had like a big company-wide what was it, Zoom meeting.
Yeah,
I'm sure
like a
there are
Zoom
more,
meeting.
There's like a company-wide Zoom meeting there a couple of days ago, and I honestly, this paints like a completely different picture from what I would have thought CD Projekt Red was like. I thought like their upper management and their like senior development staff and then their lower development staff all would have been on the same page. But then I looked it up, and CD Projekt Red is a public traded company, so their higher ups are just the same rich assholes that are everywhere else, which I really didn't know. So, I mean, they had like a big company-wide meeting, and like the senior devs and their teams were essentially just yelling at the management, being like, why did you tell people that this game was done in January?
Yeah.
Like, so the message has been that this game has been finished and playable for a year, so that this last year was just polish.
Yeah.
And that was just a straight up lie. They were like, this game is nowhere near finished, and you shouldn't have said that it was finished and playable.
And I factored that into what I just said about a global fucking pandemic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I'm making a game remotely myself. There are systems that make that so much more viable than you think it would, but
I know,
it's still,
but like,
it
look
is
at
still,
skill here.
yeah, it's still a fucking pain in the arse. So, but I think like even if there wasn't a global pandemic, I think that message still would have been there, where like people who maybe weren't actually all that involved with the development of the game were saying like, yeah, this game's nearly done, and there's someone just quietly standing behind them going like,
what are you talking about?
Why did you say that?
It's because it's like,
what are you doing?
Why are you fucking cashing check? Why are you writing checks my ass can't
it's like,
cash?
I was walking through the office the other day, and I saw someone playing a demo, and there can only be a demo if the game's done. I'm like, that is not the case. What are you talking about? So yeah, well, they thought like they said to that their upper management, like, isn't it very ironic that this is a game about like dystopian corporations, and they're forcing people to do 6-day work weeks and crunch the living fuck out of themselves to make a game launch on time. It's like, do you not think that that's a wee bit ironic? Like,
yeah,
and there were apparently they just kept giving them very like non-committal, like vague answers about like, oh yeah, we're going to do better, like don't worry about it, like this won't happen again. Like people are just like, of course it's going to happen again, because you just don't know how to fucking budget time apparently.
And like, this is the first time they've done this, to my knowledge, where they've literally fucked over their dev staff so hard.
Well, they crunched on The Witcher 3 a lot, I know,
but
and
it
I know
wasn't this. Like, we got a crunch. Like, crunches happen.
Aye.
Witcher 3 didn't come out like this.
Well, apparently, like, I looked back on it a wee bit. Apparently, Witcher 3 was just broke as fuck when it came out as well.
It was
not
bad.
not to the same extent, but it
wasn't as bad.
But it was another game that came out on practically everything. Like, it came out on PC and all the consoles.
It came out
at the
PC,
time.
it came out PS4, and it came out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. But it didn't try to come out in PS3.
That's true.
Like, you need to.
It
didn't try and come out.
It eventually came out on the Switch. They got that working.
Yeah, that was after 5 years.
Loads of years. But like, they're not an infallible company.
No.
But I think like, as they've gotten bigger, then of course you just end up with more corporate money going through your company, and then you have like just these assholes that don't really know anything about game dev that you have to eventually answer to. And I'd say they're probably ultimately responsible for the state that this game was in, because they were like, there's probably at some point CD Projekt Red was just like, what do you want this out on? Because we would be comfortable with like a PC build, and eventually maybe like the PS5, and they're like, nah, you bring it out on everything. Because a lot of people think that that's just as simple as like scrolling through a drop down and picking what you want to release it for, and it's certainly not. It is certainly not.
No, it's so much optimization, because you have to worry about like how does your literally your code scale with the performance in the actual machine.
It actually mostly just comes down to texture sizes. Like, I know that probably doesn't sound like a big deal, but a 4K texture, one 4K texture is 8 times the size of a 2K texture. So if you have, say, if your game has 10,000 textures, which is pretty reasonable that it would have that many, that's like almost an extra like, several hundred gig of space just on textures. Yeah. Like stuff that people don't even notice.
And then your engine has to be optimized to render
to
stuff in and unrender it.
Yeah. Like Cyberpunk's main visual issue anyway, is that it can't work out its LOD levels. So like if you're going across, I'm going to get a little bit technical here, but I'll keep it very light because I don't understand much of it myself. If you're running about, like an open world game, there is a box that the player can see, an invisible box that surrounds the player.
Yeah.
And it's essentially just the player's view. So a good game will optimize so that literally the only thing that's being rendered is what your camera can see. The
Yeah.
camera that is the first person, that is the only thing that it will render. Your view. So the rest of the game is like a completely empty blank slate. This happens in squares, so it's like every square on a map, whatever, is broken up into sections. So when you come into an area, it starts loading objects just in that square. If it does it quickly enough, you never notice that the game is being rendered essentially just like 2 steps ahead of you. So like, say if you were coming up the stairs, right, you're standing at the bottom of your stairs, the second floor of your house does not exist, right?
Yeah.
Completely, there's a black hole up here. There's nothing. See, by the time you're halfway up the stairs, the walls have loaded in, just the walls with with one flat color. By the time you're on the landing, everything else is loaded in, all the details, all the objects, all the colors, and then by the time you open the door, it's been rendered properly, fully. The problem with Cyberpunk is that you've got to the top of the stairs and you've opened the door, and you're still on the first stage of loading. So that's why when you fly into a new area and you stop and you look at something, you just get like a big blank square, just a big thick white or black square.
And even then, it's not even just textures I have to worry about. That you have to also worry about like NPCs, their AI, everything that runs off of. That
all runs off the kind of the same, like the closer you are, the better it gets.
Yeah.
But if you're getting there, if your character is physically getting there faster than the machine can handle loading it, then that's why you see people run about with like a face made out of 2 triangles, because that's their far away version that you don't see. And it disappears by the time you get close enough to it, and it's replaced with the full version. But there's too much going on. So it's taking too long to render those high quality versions. So you're like right there. And you're seeing like a brick with a face drawn on it. Because like I saw someone grabbed a screenshot or like a video of like they were standing on top of a cliff and they were looking down at the city, and like in game it must have been like say like a kilometer away or something like that, and they had like a sniper rifle and they looked at the road, and instead of there being 3D cars, there was 2D PNGs of cars. So just flat 2D images being dragged along the road. And like this guy, the person who recorded this like clip got on like this was the worst thing that's ever happened in a game. Like, oh my god, this game is literally unplayable. Look at this. These cars are like a kilometer away and they're not in full K. They're not in full 3D 4K. Like at some point, people have stepped over the line, and now they're just being too like one small problem. This game's unplayable. It's ridiculous. I think like
that's why SSDs are so important these days, because they feed your GPU in its VRAM all this information faster. That's why like the biggest like selling point of the consoles and modern PCs is like these NVMe M.2 hard drives, because the idea is it feeds the VRAM of your card faster, so that the rendering process inside this depth of field is it's basically
that's just the main problem with the PS4, even the Pro version, is that it just can't quite handle some of that stuff fast enough. And if they lower the detail a little bit and up those load times, like speed those load times, the game will fix most of its own issues, and I think it'll be fine. But at some point they should have been like, right, benchmark, this no longer runs on a PS4. We have to do something to get it back down. And I assume they were just like, just keep going, get the PC version working properly, and we'll worry about the PS4 version later, which is obviously what they did, because they have admitted as much, and they never went back and fixed the PS4 version, which is what they're doing now. So what can you do? They just didn't have enough time. They just didn't have enough time. They're trying.
I'll give the devs. I'll be very specific. I will give all the devs my time and my slack on this one, because I know no dev. Right, this is the thing. No dev wants to make a shit game. No dev goes out there and going, I'm gonna make my career out of making fucking garbage games, right? Oh, look at you being sexy like that, right? But like what we pointed out here is that CD Projekt Red is now not in the Ubi space or the EA space, but it's got the same structures, the same management structures.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they said they made their dev costs back in 2 days, so hopefully the money men will leave them alone for a while and just let them fix the fucking thing.
Yeah.
So that's the.
It's one of those things where like the only company I know that has that management structure but seems to still leave their dev alone.
Are you gonna say Nintendo?
No, I was gonna say Take-Two. They leave Rockstar alone.
Come on, Rockstar. Take-Two.
They make enough money so they don't.
Take-Two would be nothing without Rockstar.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but Rockstar and Take-Two have their relationship where like Rockstar's like, we're making money. Fuck up.
Take-Two are probably just like thankful that they still own Rockstar. They're just like, oh, thank God that worked out.
Yeah, thank God. Like they could buy us out, but thank God they don't.
I know they totally could. They could just buy themselves out and just start making their own games. So the PS4 is now refuting refunds, and of today, as of today, I think Xbox has started doing the same thing, or they're very tentative about their refunds. So essentially, at this point, Xbox, PS4, and CD Projekt Red are all standing in the playground, just pointing at each other, being like, "Go to him, he has your money," and then the next one is going like, "Here, go to him, he has your money." So PS4 or Sony are telling people to go to CD Projekt Red directly for their refunds, and CD Projekt Red are telling people to go to Sony for their refunds. And if you go directly to Sony, they tell you they're not giving you a refund because you've already played the game, and just wait until a patch comes out.
So I know why they pointed back at CD Projekt Red, because CD Projekt Red's let out in an actual official statement saying, if Sony do not give you your refund, we will.
Yeah.
So they kind of created that weird cycle themselves by accident. CD Projekt Red have not had a great week. They have done a lot of things wrong. They
have not.
Like we don't even have it on our deck, but there's the whole devotion thing as well, which is another hot mess.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to avoid that because it has
so many political leanings. I don't want to get into it.
It's a lot of like China censorship bullshit, and I just don't have the time. I don't have the effort, because I know that it's been censored by China. It's obvious that that's the reason why it's gone, but I just don't want to be. I just can't be arsed with it all. Like it's a whole other big thing by itself. The final bit of Cyberpunk news, which I just thought that this is like kind of, it's odd that they're doing this now. The Open Critic review of Cyberpunk now features a disclaimer at the top that literally says, the company lied about the console versions of this game, so our review for the console versions are now essentially null and void. It's like, all right, people are finally being held, well, companies are finally being held accountable for just, like all the shitty lies. I'm kind of annoyed that they're starting with CD Projekt Red though. Like, this is a company that's pretty much done nothing but good, literally up until this point.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame that it was the thing that it was the one step too far.
It's
like they should be doing this with EA. They should be doing this with fucking Ubisoft. Not a company that
say the one I want to say, because I can't say, because I look like I would hate them more than I do.
Take-Two, Rockstar, Bungie. Bethesda?
Yes.
Bethesda, sorry. I just start. Yeah, but yeah, definitely start doing this with fucking Bethesda. It should have been all over the fucking Fallout 76 reviews. It's just like, it's this like bright orange fucking disclaimer at the top of the review that just said, this company lied about this game. It's like, it's good to see, but at the same time, it is a bit of a shame that it's a developer that has at least tried the majority of its like professional career.
Yeah.
Unlike many that have just fucking given up years ago, and they're happy just releasing the same old broken shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's
I'm never going to be able to work with Bethesda.
You're never going to be able to work with Bethesda
because
you plan for a job.
No, I just mean like if they ever like oh yeah, we want to like send you a copy. It's like, no.
You know what? Let them send you a copy, and then just send them like a photo of you wiping whatever it is on your taint.
Yeah. Send it. That's also Microsoft now, I guess.
Whatever. They aren't any better.
No, they're not. It is a shame though. I mean, like, it's the one company that's like had one mishap, and people are acting like they do this all the time.
I know.
And it really annoys me. And to some extent, I'm like
it's the greatest injustice there's ever been.
It's like, these motherfuckers sung these guys praises for like every Witcher game and Gwent and GOG and everything else they have done for the industry. In fact, people were putting them on the pedestal of glory and gods because GOG never had a fucking proprietary anti-fucking piracy DRM software and stuff. Like, they've always been good to the fucking gaming, the gaming community.
Yeah.
And it's one time they fucked up, not because they want to fuck up, but because stuff was taken out of their fucking goddamn hands and out of their control.
It's a bit of a shame that they're getting hit as hard as they are, because it might, make them a bit reserved about trying again. I think they've already come out and said that they're happy with Cyberpunk, but they want to go back and do another Witcher. It's like, whatever.
I think they'll do another Cyberpunk once the dust settles and people like start playing the game. And hold me to account, but I think this will be like No Man's Sky. People will shit on this game for the next month and a day, right? And then, see, in a year's time, you're going to get articles saying like, oh, here, if you play Cyberpunk, it's actually really fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Although I think all those articles about No Man's Sky was a lie because it's still not good.
People, well, that's the objective opinion, but like the
Okay.
people are, when I say that, that's like they're saying this
No,
because
I
they have
know.
all
I
they've
know,
now
I know.
actually got all the features in, all the multiplayers in, the ability to create like terraform worlds and stuff. You know, it's
I still think it's just horrifically boring.
oh yeah, but I don't enjoy those games. I don't enjoy stuff like Rust or anything like that either, or Minecraft.
You have to make your own fun.
I don't like that.
Why do I have to make my own fun? You're the one that made a game. You give me something that's
Some
fun.
people like that though. Some people like weirdly like terraforming and creating like worlds and bases
Yeah, well,
and
some
stuff.
people like alcoholic-free beer, but they're fucking dickheads.
Fucking hell. That was a bit grim, but
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, like, you know, I feel like that's what's going to come down to. We're going to get a year later, so we're like, oh yeah, like Cyberpunk have released all of this stuff in FY. You can now do this, and we'll see this.
I
over
mean,
next
like,
year.
I'm enjoying it enough as it is. Like, I think it's good. That was horrifying.
That was horrifying. You know what? That weird fucking doesn't happen in the other OBS.
I thought this was the good OBS.
No, this is the shit OBS.
Oh, could we use the good one?
Well, I'm gonna have to. I'm still need to get everything ported over.
Okay.
But I can.
Thank you,
explain
Hannah.
if you want. Thank you, Hannah. That was incredibly sexy, though. That's why I'm keeping my copy of Cyberpunk. I think it'll be worth it in time. Yeah, I think it'll be worth it in time.
I mean,
like,
it's worth it now. Like, give it a go.
I could play it, and I'd probably get decent results because
Yeah.
I'm not playing it on the old PlayStation.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just making a point of not playing it until it's got like the full
Well,
upgrade.
Yeah, I'll see.
Like I'd rather have like the full upgrade.
Yeah, they're rolling out those fixes quickly enough. Like, that's 2 since it's been out already. So-
Roadmap says it should be like at its most optimum by February.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
they're-
hoping then at that point they're also like, also here's our PS5
Yeah,
upgrade
they're
version.
also they're already talking about fucking DLC. Like, fuck, calm down. Get your fucking game
Well,
finished
they're
first.
good. They're good in that sense because like they talk about the DLC, but they don't talk about the how you pay for it. They talk about oh, we're releasing DLC. Here you go.
Oh, you'll be paying for it.
Oh,
alright.
you'll be paying for some of it,
You'll be
but
paying for it, right?
I mean, don't get me wrong. There was Witcher free DLC, but they give a load of fucking free.
To be fair, like those the big Witcher DLCs, like Blood and Stone, or was it Blood and whatever the fuck, like they were essentially just like new games, pretty much.
yeah,
Like, it give you the option to start a new game with like a level 60 character, 45 or level 45 character or something like that.
Yeah.
Just because they were like, if you want to just play the DLC, you just play the DLC. I was like, why do you need to be 45? Why don't you just put it in the game? Whatever. God, this won't last for so long.
I know.
If they give the first DLC out as a free as a start, you know what? That may actually help, or that may happen, Ocean, because their little announcement about DLC was literally coming in the middle of all like their free updates and like free patches, and you know, we're keeping everybody sweet. Don't worry about it. So they may give you a wee tasty free DLC.
It wouldn't be unheard of them doing that. They're like, I mean, they
Yeah.
give like Witcher free gave away, I want to say like 20 free quests for the game before they even done DLC.
Yeah.
And you think like, oh, it's only fucking quests. Like, well, how big's that? Those quests last you about 40 hours because they're like fully VO'd.
There's just so much
fully-
going on. Yeah.
fully structured. You're like, the fuck, this one quest took me an hour and a half.
This quest is
I
a
had
whole
20
game.
more of these today. This is awesome, but also really overwhelming.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying your whiskey, by the way?
I'm a bit too hungry to be drinking straight whiskey, to be honest, like, but we'll be fine.
Well, sure, just leave it at your last one and grab more later.
Oh
More
yeah,
food in you.
I've got shit on me.
Yeah, you need
I've got shit on me.
You can eat it on the podcast. Just don't eat it into the mic.
That's true.
Side quests have been like 5 minutes long in Cyberpunk, so that's different.
Yeah, the side quests, they come at you so rapidly that you get one like every 2 streets in the game, and they are always usually the same thing. Like, get into this building and steal this thing, or get into this building and kill everyone in the building, and it's fine because it is fun. Like, but their side quests don't mean nearly as much as they did in The Witcher, just because they're very more like, go catch this criminal, go beat up this guy. It's not like it's not wrapped in that fantasy setting. So it's like, here's 15 minutes of expository dialogue about why you need to go get this frying pan off my dead ex-husband or whatever. It's more like, here, this guy who has 9 arms and a 12-foot penis is beating up a bunch of cops under a bridge. Go kill him. So you're just
I guess it also plays more into the first-person shooter model versus a first-person
it is a bit different. Like,
yeah, but even then, like I still think they'll probably bolster like
they'll
a load
do
of shit off
something.
it.
They'll do something. They'll do stuff in it.
Back now for a bit was just letting the hair processes.
Just processing her own hair. 12. Yeah, the boys. It's Love Sausages in Cyberpunk.
Oh, Love Sausages. Have you read The Boys? I prefer the Love Sausage from the comics than the...
Well, I mean, he wasn't really in the show. He is coming back in the 3rd season, though.
He was in the show.
He wasn't really in the show. He was in it for about 8 seconds.
Strangled a man.
Yeah, but he was in it for about 8 seconds, and then he was right out of it. But he's coming back.
I wonder if he's going to be Russian.
We'll see.
It's just I just love
Russian
that.
cack.
Did you ever read the book?
I read the first volume. Yeah.
Did you read the one? No, I think Love Sausages was the 2nd volume, or did you read that?
I don't know.
So in the 2nd volume, or maybe it's the 3rd volume actually, it might be actually a bit later in. He's like friends with like the boys. Like he's part of like a Russian superhero wing, and he's actually like good friends with Huey and stuff. Well, he becomes good friends with Huey. He's friends with Butcher and all that there, and they're chasing down someone who's like tried to poison them. And for some reason, Huey and him have been fined because they were drinking like stupidly strong alcohol.
Right.
And they're chasing the guys through, and they run for a strip club. And they're running for the strip club. It goes like, and he suddenly can't run because of his dick's getting too hard. He goes,
nice.
He just goes, Huey, run quickly! I can't. My one weakness, big fat titties.
I don't know if they'll have that in the show or not.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they'll.
But like, is it the point where like he couldn't run because like his cock was getting too hard in the spandex?
It's just like
that it jammed his leg.
My God, like a piston that won't work.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was funny. I like that. That was the juvenile version of me. Enjoyed that, you know. But yeah, should we get on to the next like non-cyberpunky stories?
Let's move on from this world of cyberpunk.
Let's try and go for a less angrier story. Oh
I'm
no,
still-
wait, we're talking about Ubisoft.
Yeah, I'm still pretty angry about this. They done exactly what you said they wouldn't do, in that they went back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla to Assassin's Creed Vanilla once all the reviewers had moved
I
on.
didn't say they wouldn't do it. I just
added
said
in-
this try microtransactions were
Added in all their bullshit that they did to every other game.
I didn't say they wouldn't do it. I
Well-
said that the microtransactions weren't on like any of the major screens.
Well, they've done it now.
Are they in the major screens? So like, because that's not what.
I assume they're in the same place they always were. But
Which is like shit. Because don't get me wrong, I don't know why they put an XP boost in that game, because that game does not need an XP boost. And in fact, see, when I was playing that game, I got to the point where it's like, I'm leveling up too much now. This is too easy. I am decimating everyone too easily. This is not a challenge now.
Now you don't have to play the game anymore. You can just pay for it.
Yeah. Well, I don't plan on playing it again for like another year or two.
Yeah, they done the same as they done with every other game. Is they waited until all the review scores were in, and then went back and added all the shitty monetization.
I wonder if reviewers can go back and modify their scores. Based
I
on
mean,
that.
I think they should see, like, for live service games at least. I think you should do a review at release and then maybe a review a year later, because see all those reviews for a year later, they would be hilarious. Could you imagine what the year in review for Anthem would be?
Oh God, never mind the year in, the month in.
It would just be a picture of a piece of shit.
The month in, never mind the year in.
Yeah.
That and the Avengers, Jesus.
Yeah, the review for the Avengers game, a picture of a piece of shit, but with a Disney logo over the top of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fuck that.
Oh God, the year in review for Avengers, fucking be dreadful. It's one of those ones where like, it didn't need that ad. It didn't need that fucking XP bonus. I don't get it. It's like I'm looking, I'm like, I didn't even do half the side stuff, and I was comically overleveled.
I assume they'll add something in afterwards that people would be like, all right, I'll just buy the XP boost. They'll like, I think like they may actually be like retroactively fixing. They may retroactively be changing how much XP you truly get. So it's like, right, we'll keep it easy for the release, and then we'll make it a bit harder, and then we'll put the XP boost back in. So they're retroactively going back and trying to make it worse.
I wonder how much that really makes sense though, when you can just change the difficulty of combat and stuff.
I don't know. So why bother then? But
yeah,
just get your extra money.
I did get annoyed at the recent update because it came out after I completed the game, and the reason why I got annoyed is because the day after I finished it, they brought an update out that patched in adaptive triggers and stuff.
Oh, fuck.
And I was so upset.
Like,
I was so upset because I'm playing Spider-Man right now, and I'm like, it's got the adaptive triggers in where it makes sense during the swinging, and it feels good. It feels so good. So good. That game, so good. Like, I know I already played it. Like, I played like Spider-Man when it first came out.
Yeah, but it's a different experience.
But when you go back and there's like when the ray tracing 60 frames a second and like the adaptive triggers, like
tight.
I'm just like, This feels great.
Do you feel? Does your
This feels so good. I'm so happy I bought this.
does your swagger feel more?
I haven't got
HD?
quite exaggerated
No,
yet
it's not
because I'm
exaggerated
not
enough?
playing the Miles part yet. I'm
Right.
still on. I'm still
Okay.
on the original.
You're still too white.
I'm still just white enough.
Yeah, just white enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To not have that swagger, sadly.
I think more people are playing Left 4 Dead 2 than the Avengers right now. You know what? You're probably fucking right.
Oh, you're
Because if
not
there's
even-
more than 8 people playing Left 4 Dead 2, then there's more people playing.
It got
that than the
DLC
Avengers.
recently, so you're probably very
Really?
right. Yeah.
Fuck.
It got like a new. It got like every way. It kind of worked on the premise of like they're all like movies. Each level's like a movie.
Oh, cool.
They released in our level. So
Right. Okay.
after what 7-8 years since it's released? No, even longer.
Left 4
10,
Dead 2? 12?
12. Sorry, 10, 12.
10, 12 years?
I.
I want to say like 2006 or something.
You know what,
2008 maybe.
man?
Xbox
I'm glad they're
360.
supporting the game, but
Yeah.
you know what I really want, and I know Half-Life Alex came out.
Are you gonna say Half-Life 3?
I do want it.
Who
I do.
cares?
I do.
Who cares?
I do. Clearly, if I'm saying I want it, I care.
Why?
That-
Why do you care?
because I actually love the franchise.
Right. Okay.
Like, you didn't like it, and that's fine.
I don't like Valve's games. I don't like them. I don't like any game they've done.
Right, that's fair.
Just don't get it. I just don't get it. Played Half-Life 2 when it came out. People were going like, "Oh my god, look at all the physics." I was like, "But the game's bad." It's a bad
I thought the game was great, but then again, it's
2009. Jesus.
so that makes it 11,
11 years, alright.
Yeah,
No, we said 12. We were
yeah,
close
yeah.
enough.
We're pretty on target with that. But yeah, I loved Half-Life. I
Wait.
still love Half-Life.
It was a fan update. It wasn't even Valve.
Wait, I thought if Valve released it, I thought
So they're not even releasing their own fucking games anymore. They're Bethesda now. That's
I
it.
mean-
Valve are just Bethesda.
at least they release working games.
Working enough.
You know, let's not give them that distinction.
Whatever.
I truly believe like Bethesda Softworks is like the lowest of low.
Just scum.
Like I
Pure-
stand on them for literally
pure
transit purposes. You know, I don't like them that much.
Sure.
But like I enjoyed the story immensely. I loved the gameplay. I love the universe. It's not necessarily your jam, and that's cool. But for me,
Well, to
and
be
a
fair,
bunch of other PC players,
I-
they do have a lot of love. For
I
that.
would put Left 4 Dead 2 probably up with their best game. Because it was the only one that was actually fun to play, but it was only fun to play with other people.
multiplayer game. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I mean, I depends for multiplayer. I would have said Counter Strike. I was a guy who
I
played
mean,
Counter
like,
Strike.
look at the people who play Counter Strike now. What a pack of wankers! Like, Jesus
I've
Christ.
not heard anything bad about the Counter Strike community
What?
recently. What have I not? What have I
Just
missed?
look at like any like Counter Strike streamers. They all look like fucking wankers.
They're all esports players.
Exactly.
Of course, they look like wankers.
They all look like wankers. They're all sponsored by Monster, and they all look like cunts.
right, but that doesn't make the game objectively bad.
Well, I mean,
that's
the
hard
people-
to game with like the user base.
The
I think,
people who play your
fair.
game represents what your game has to offer.
I feel like that's totally wrong.
That's fair enough. People who play racing games like racing games.
Notice how you worded that so
People,
differently
people
though.
who play Counter Strike are wankers.
I
you
mean,
know?
like those are you just like you've worded that there based on your own bias and agenda. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I don't take anything you're saying seriously. Right
How
now.
dare you? How dare you? Now, I remember playing Counter Strike back in like when ITXP was open.
Oh, that was an age
That was
ago.
probably like 2008.
Oh no, I was
No,
earlier than that.
2004?
2000. No, we're back then. They were playing ITXP. Would have been playing off like 1.5, and that would have been closer to like 2004, 2003.
Yeah, maybe 2005.
yeah.
We'll say 2005.
Yeah.
I liked it then, and then I just immediately grew out of it.
I
And then
mean,
I moved on from caring about Valve's games.
Ravenholm, yeah, Love Him Half of Two was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked it.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like a major set piece that was kind of like super kind of creepy. Like for a game that was already kind of creepy and a little bit like that game was eerie just because like it was meant to be like a real eerie game, but like Ravenholm was like the eeriest part.
Right.
Kind of like a random like little suburb in the back, and it's all at night, and the fucking head crabs, zombies are kind of like,
molest you.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. It was very eerie, but I love the story, and there's a lot of weird minutiae to it. We're never going to get a proper third one. I would love one, but we're never.
The script for the third one was released by the writer because he was like, you know what? Fuck you, Valve.
So I looked into that. It was released, but I read more of a criticism of Valve rather than a genuine script.
Oh, okay, right. I thought it was
like-
actually just here
It
is the
was
script.
it was weirdly like looking at it and reading it was like
Wasn't it? It was like
it was
like a
so-
pseudo weird third person script. Wasn't it a script about someone writing a script for Half-Life or something like that?
It was because it talked about like all my friends are gone and stuff, and it's
Yeah,
him
yeah.
talking about the fact that his friends have went to different companies
yeah.
or different divisions in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
industry, and so it wasn't so much of a script, more of just the commentary and his time on in the company. So like when they say there's a script, I'm sure there is one. That wasn't it.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Fuck him. I don't care.
I blame Danny O'Dwyer
For what?
for reminding me that I love that game, because I recently watched his no clip documentary on Half-Life,
Right.
and it reminded me how much I love that franchise.
I guess it was just because I didn't have a PC at the time, so when I played it, it was like years later. I was like, whatever.
When you're definitely removed from like the pulse of the release, you are going to have a different opinion on. It's like trying to get like a trying to get like a person with modern sensibilities who's never played an NES game to enjoy an NES game.
I don't think that's that hard. You could say that about like Shovel Knight.
This is the thing though, but when you try Shovel Knight's a little bit different. It has modern day gaming sensibilities. You put a fucking 2-button controller in their hand and they never played that console before, they're going to wonder why the hell anyone ever wanted to play this. And I've seen this firsthand.
That's not necessarily true for everyone though, but maybe for some people.
Yeah, but it's sure enough for it to have that landing criticism, not criticism, but landing sort of opinion. Like I could tell you right now, it's just when you're far removed from the pulse, sometimes it's hard to just get why a game was good if you weren't there for when it came out.
But I mean, like this was only like 2 or 3 years later, not like 10 or anything.
Yeah,
It
but
was
even
close
then,
enough.
like games in 2 or 3 years back then, expeditedly like grew in scale and what they could do and stuff. Like it's gaming's kind of like hardware. It's like it used to move in like a very like predictable sort of time frame of like upgrades. So like there was that whole like Occam, what was the fucking technology term where like your hardware went like out of fucking went out of date.
Oh
after,
yeah,
after
every
18 months.
18 months or something. I can't
Where
remember
now
what it was
that's like
called.
down to 3 months.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
sounds about right.
and games is doing the same thing. Like games have slowly gotten faster and how much they change. And what trends and what becomes like the de facto standard for that.
To be fair, that's only true in indie games. AAA games have been the same now for longer than they've ever been.
No, but when I say that there, it's still in AAA, but it's not necessarily like what they do in skill, but what the trend is.
Yeah.
Like for the longest while, MMO was the trend, and then suddenly it's battle royale.
Oh, you just mean like what is the most popular kind of thing at the minute? I think that's faster now because that happens more quickly now because there's so many more people making games of different types that don't need to be involved in big companies. That every so often some little fucker will come through and be like, "Bah!" That's exactly
what
like,
I'm saying. But, and so like.
Aye.
That started to literally really like speed up like fuck during like the mid 2000s when Half-Life 2 and all came out. Like Half-Life 2, as much as you don't like to admit it, it changed the industry when it came to hard game design work in regards to physics and stuff.
I would agree with that, and that it introduced horrible physics systems that don't do anything. I'll 100% agree with that. Yeah.
But
Like well done, we got Havoc, yay!
It was kind of, like Half-Life the original stuff like completely changed, like pretty much put FPS back on the map. It took fucking like, and Danny Dwyer pointed this out, and I was like, "Fuck, you're right." It took games from being like Doom clones from FPS games, like to full-fledged, big, actual story-based first-person shooters with actual narratives and stuff.
Yeah.
Where like a lot of stuff was like Doom, Duke Nukem, then like fucking games that were just like reskins, like fucking Blood, you know, which are great
Sin.
games.
That kind of shit, yeah.
Yeah.
But they were legitimate, just like reskins of the same game. People
Yeah.
were still trying to make new games then. It's just
but
that
this-
Valve got there first.
No, yeah, but yeah, when you say they got there first, but that they did, yeah, they got there first because they actually managed to make something totally different inside that genre, and then went, fuck, we can actually do more of this genre than just reskin this one fucking engine over and over again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, if anything, like, you could say the same thing about Morrowind then.
Oh yeah, and I would agree. Like I wouldn't disagree with that.
Back when Bethesda, tried.
Yeah, like, I would disagree with that. Just because I don't like where they are now doesn't mean I would discredit what they've done before.
Well, but Big Todd wasn't there when they were doing that.
Oh, Todd was there? Was there? Wasn't?
Big Todd. He weren't there. He wasn't there when they were doing Morrowind. He was about 12.
I wasn't aware. Fuck, I don't know what age Todd is. Yeah, he's too busy trying
He's
to.
an ageless mecha beast.
He's too busy trying to sell me like storage space for £100.
Yeah.
You know. Fuck me.
Buy this digital locker. No.
For £100.
For £100. Buy this Fallout 76 Professionals pack where you pay us £15 a month.
Oh, did you buy that fucking limited edition with the bag.
Enjoy your rush.
Enjoy your like marginally down fucking steel quality bag, son.
Marginally. Oh god, we're not talking about the fucking canvas bags again, are we? Oh Jesus Christ. See, like the month that happened. See, like after that was over, I was like, if I go through the rest of my life without hearing the phrase canvas bag, I'll die a happy man. Jesus fucking Christ. See, after a while, I was just like, I don't care. I don't care. See, the people who were fucking stupid enough to buy that version to begin with, they fucking deserved it. You fucking morons. Jesus Christ. I don't care about your little fucking nylon carry case. Get the fuck out of here.
You may be so, but I do firmly believe that, you know, when you're advertised a product, you shouldn't be sold something of a different
Fuck me.
quality.
It's not like they were in charge of making the fucking thing. They probably thought no one would be stupid enough to buy the version. And then
let's be real here.
Morons
They still have to accept some blame here because they were still advertising and selling the product. It was still defrauding for advertising. You have to say it was so
I don't
bullshit.
care. But they're liars. We know they're liars. Fuck them. That's it. That's all it needs to be said. Fuck them and their asbestos helmets and their shitty canvas bags. Or not canvas bags, I guess that's the whole point.
Right, should we jump on to the next story? EA are now basically worse than Take-Two being Take-Two.
They swooped in. They swooped.
I don't
Oh wait, I'll do the thing. That's them.
That's them swooping
swooping.
in.
They swooped in and
To Codemasters?
snatched Codemasters away from Take-Two for a reason that neither of us could really work out. You had to physically look up what games Codemasters make.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Because what do they really make anymore? It's Colin
just
McRae Dirt, which I assume both Take-Two and EA were like, oh yeah, we can monetize this, because racing games can be very easily monetized.
Oh, yeah,
cars,
yeah.
tracks,
Decals.
cars,
Decals and all shit.
game modes, decals, whatever, locations, tracks, cars,
Yeah.
and tracks.
Did you mention cars?
I mentioned cars and tracks.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
but
did you remember cars though?
bigger cars and different tracks.
Right.
Color
right.
schemes, stuff
Did,
like
did
that.
Did you remember to say the same tracks with different weather?
Oh shit. Weather packs, cars. Well, I mean, like the loot boxes will be the cars and the tracks. That's what they will be.
Yeah.
I assume, like, I really don't know why either of them were fighting over Codemasters. Like, that.
Is there something we don't know?
I don't know. Like,
sitting on something.
they may have something in the bag that they're ready to just fucking bust out, but they're like, Codemasters they're like one of the last kind of like big English developers. But I mean, yeah, like other than like the odd racing game, I really don't see what to do anymore. But like both of them are really fucking going like gung ho over it. I know that I read up in that article. It says that Take-Two were essentially offering them a bit of a shit deal. They were like, we'll pay for you, but that's about it. And then and then EA came in and went like, we'll pay for you and we'll give you all stock options and all that shit, and you'll get more back end on like whatever games you buy or whatever games you publish. So it looks like they're going with EA, but I can only imagine that when the next Colin McRae Dirt comes out, or they may have to call it something else, I don't know. It'll just be like
they own the rights.
They own the rights to that, yeah. I assume it'll just be like, here's the base game, give us £25 for the rest of it, and that'll be the end of it. That'll be it'll be like you'll open the game, I'm gonna take you all on through a journey on what I think is gonna happen in the next Colin McRae, right? Put it in your PS4. It asks you for £1. You're like, no, I'm not giving you £1. The main menu comes up. New game, load game, save game, options, quit. New game, single player, single race, exhibition, World Cup, global race, Europe, North America locked, South America locked, Asia locked, Russia locked, Antarctica lock. You go to South America. Do you want to unlock South America for $5.99? No. Central Europe. That's the only one you've got unlocked at the minute. Subaru Impreza. Okay, that's free. You go down. Ford Focus locked. Nissan 350Z locked. F1 car maybe locked. you want to buy this car for $4.99? No. And then it just ejects the disc, and that's it. You just told,
At the end, it ejects
just
the
get
disc
the
on
fuck.
you.
Just, if you're
Just
not,
get the fuck out.
if you're not buying anything, get the fuck out. I assume an EA driving game will just give you the absolute bare minimum, and then you have to pay for the rest, because that's pretty much what they've done with Need for Speed. They give you just every screen is just like, give us money for a car, give us money for a track, give us money for this, give us money for this. And I assume like racing games can be very easily monetized, because you can just pay for. It's the whole cosmetic thing where it's like, oh, it's just cosmetic, it doesn't matter, you can pay for this. But like that happens with cars. Like people really care about what cars they get in a game. Like if Gran Turismo had released and they only give you, say there was 50 cars in it, but only 20 of them came with the game and the rest you had to buy, people would be absolutely fucking livid.
Yeah.
But they'll do it. They'll do it with this and no one will complain, because it's like an arcade rally game.
Billy's saying like it's all well and good, but will I be able to put anime tits in my car or not? This is the thing. They will, but they'll charge you $5.99 or $10.
You'll have
for the editor.
You'll have to pay to be able to put your own decals.
Yeah,
that's what they'll do. $6.99 for your decal editor, and then $4.99 to be able to look at your car in the garage.
And then if you like look someone else's decals online, £2.
Yeah, £2 for their for the storage, for the hosting and storage of other people's decals.
Yeah.
Their server space. I can only assume that's why they're interested in Codemasters, because they see not just a return but a profit, and that's the only reason. The only thing I can think of how they would get a profit out of racing games is just take what the game is now, cut away 60% of it, and sell you it back at 5% intervals. Like that's it. That's what they're going to do. So. Because like the last Colin McRae Dirt was apparently the best one that there's been for a long time. I think it's
that's
only,
what I heard.
I think it's only 5 now or something. Like it's a series that's been going for like quite a while. But they were like, we went back to the arcade roots, so that means everything was cut up. There was a lot of division in it. It was like you can play this track with this car at this time of day with this music, and they were like, what if you just had to give us £1 for every option you wanted to change there? Buy that company. Buy it now. Like,
I've heard incredible things about the game, honestly. Like I haven't played a rally game in like since V Rally, essentially.
I was looking up when we were doing Redshift. I was looking up what is the current benchmark for an arcade racing game, and just website after website after website was like, Dirt 5 is the best arcade racer there's been in years. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What have they done that makes it an arcade racer? So I went on and I looked at a couple of videos, and I can't see anything in that game that would make you consider that like an arcade game. Like it looks like you do a couple more jumps than you did in previous games, and that's about it. Like it's still, the cars all look like they handle the same, like super realistic.
They do have like a real interesting sort of just like not sliding mechanic, but
drifting.
You have to really be careful on your drift, because like it's got that thing where like you're on a rally car, you're on the dirt road, you overdrift. Now you're not just like off the track, you're into the pedestrians and and flipped your fucking car into non-existence. You know.
To be fair, it looked like, when I was watching like videos and stuff for it, it was like, yeah, I could see myself playing this.
It looks fun.
Looks quite nice. Yeah, it looks like a good driving game. But it's not like, when I think of arcade driving games or recent, like kind of more recent arcade driving games, I think of like Blur or Split Second.
Man,
like,
remember Split Second?
They're just gone. Like those games just straight up do not exist anymore.
Because they didn't sell very many.
But they should have.
It's just not where the user base was at the time. Sadly.
What a shame. Right. Last news story. Do you know anything about League of Legends?
I know a bit, yeah.
Well, then you know more than I do, because I know fucking nothing. I thought this story was ironic because League of Legends was a Warcraft 2.
No, Dota you're thinking of.
That's Dota. Is League of Legends not essentially the same thing though?
Yeah, it's the same type of game.
Well, all right, well, fair enough. Well, okay, that's just one stage removed then. So League of Legends is a Dota clone, which was a offshoot of Warcraft 3.
Yep.
Which became an MMO.
Yep.
So essentially, they've went in one huge circle.
Yep.
And this time, instead of starting with the MMO and going back, they've started with the MOBA. And then they're making MOBA into an MMO.
Yeah, because like even at this point, Blizz went RTS, MMO, MOBA, because they released Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
So
they're going MOBA.
So they're going to release the MMO, right? And then give it 6 years, and then they're going to release an RTS.
Oh.
Yeah,
So there'll be an LOL RTS. God, these abbreviations are getting tricky. There'll be an LOL RTS.
Yeah.
In
like
10
to 4 years.
10 to 4 years.
Depends how.
That's a huge gap.
You want to know why? It depends on the success of the MMO. Because
Right.
like this is the thing that confused me. It's like we're making an MMO, and I'm like, it's 2020. Why are you making?
Why are you making an
Why are you
MMO?
making an MMO?
Although at the same time, I think the fact that like Warcraft is having its best year in like the last 8 or 9 years may have something
You
to do
want
with
to know
that.
why that happened though?
Shadowlands.
No, they released vanilla.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, is Shadowlands a vanilla expansion? Or
No.
is it an expansion
It's
for
a
the
full
new one?
expansion, but people are like, man, I just love like I just play the original Warcraft.
Right, but
and
they
then they
said-
did, and like it's like the user base went from like the core people
couple
here
million?
just still on a hard addiction of heroin to literally.
Heroin is in the female hero and not the drug, because it's an RPG, and you know there's
Yeah. Even though it's like Warcraft can be considered a hard drug at times, to like kind of like we lost all these people who were like who used to pure Jones on us.
Oh yeah,
You wanna know why?
Just
Because we
because
got
you didn't do anything for 12 years.
Kind of there, but like they changed the formula. They went from like Coke to that new Coke, and then they went, "Oh fuck, we need to go
Yeah.
back." Went, let's bring back old Coke.
It's a wee bit too casual now.
Yeah.
And people were like, nah, it's boring.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
what's the point? Why should I play this? Like, it's so far removed from what I used to love in Warcraft. And then they went, how about we just absolutely like fuck every private server in the ass and release our own.
I didn't think that was very nice of them.
And then how about we just release our own
Yeah.
vanilla? Okay.
So like there was, to my understanding, from a completely outside perspective, I think I played Warcraft for maybe an afternoon.
Mhm.
Like wow. There were people that had been running vanilla servers literally since the game started. Like they had kept them up from
Not
their
since the
own
game
money.
started. Probably closer to maybe about 3 or 4 expansions in, because
Right.
if it had been running in tandem with the original game, they would have been sued out of the wazoo.
Okay. But this was like a fan thing that people were just running because they played the original game so much and they liked that original version. So they had that up for years. There was no problem. Everything was fine. They were like, right, fair enough. You're fans. You're not making any money off it. It's just a thing.
They were though.
They were making money off
There
it.
were some of these private servers
Did they require like,
charged for access.
just for upkeep or whatever?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So they were running with little to no bother.
Mm-hmm.
Warcraft decided that they were going to do, or Blizzard decided that they were going to do vanilla,
Mhm.
and then immediately shut all those servers down,
Yeah.
and then opened their own vanilla
Yeah.
servers.
Yeah.
Right. That's a bit shit. Like that is a bit shit.
It's a bit shit.
Like
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a bit shit. They kind of do own the copyright, so they're legally allowed to.
That's true, but they could have rolled them in somehow. Like, we'll roll you back into the vanilla server. Well,
I
we'll
think
roll
the
you into the
problem
vanilla
they had
servers
was
or
just
something.
that there's been often talks of that those fan ran servers are a bit of a
elitist.
security nightmare,
Right. Okay.
because you're putting your card details into a processor that you don't necessarily have full trust. I mean, it's not the most secure. And there has been talks of people being hacked and all off the back
Right,
of these
okay,
things as well.
right.
So like, they're not secure.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, if you're
in the greatest of sense.
if you're involved in your own black market World of Warcraft vanilla server, then you probably know what you're doing when it comes to computing. But
yes, but
maybe not everyone.
Are you a morally good person when you're doing that? Is that a
Maybe-
guarantee?
Maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
not.
where the problem therein lies.
So the core of this last news story is: are you going to play the League of Legends MMO?
No.
No. Do you care about League of Legends at all? Because I sure don't.
No.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. But as secure as giving your Tinder data, your credit card number.
Oh, my debit card number is literally my Tinder username. I should probably move
that would be a brave choice.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, dog, you want to go on a date with me? Don't worry, you can buy
Here's
yourself
my-
your own dinner.
yeah,
Here's
just
my
buy your-
credit card number
Just
is
buy
my name.
yourself dinner and leave me out of it, you fucking bitch.
Wow, that was some fucking
Biggest.
these motherfuckers.
What up, it's your boy Tom?
Boy Tom in the chat.
Being all in the chat.
But yeah, no, like I have no care.
Not even
I
gonna-
do not give a flying fuck about
I
League
played-
of Legends.
Hearthstone for a bit, which has absolutely nothing to do with
Yeah, it's nothing to do
MMOs.
with it at all.
And I actually just full on regret saying that sentence out loud. So just ignore that. Clip that out. Or cut it out. Don't clip it. Cut
No,
it. I never said that.
Never
Get it?
said.
Fuck Blizzard.
Well, act like it was never said, because I don't know what that was meant to be in relation to.
I need to do a pee.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sure. Why don't you do a pee and then we'll move on to our next section when you get back.
Well, a post pee section.
No, why are you doing that?
Hold on. There we go. See, now he's involved. I'll be
involved.
right back, everyone.
But like, I'll have to de-evolve myself for no drink. How are you all doing, guys? You well? Genshin's about the closest I've ever gotten to an MMO. What are you doing? I can see you at the side of my. Are you shaking your butt? Yes. Okay. Genshin shares a lot of MMO tendencies, but it misses the part that I did like about MMOs, which was kind of like the breathing world, and not in the sense of like, not like of a video game, like an open world video game, where I've often said like, you know, some open world video games seem a bit barren and empty. More sort of like I'm just running here and suddenly another player has shown up out of the blue. Like there was some fun stuff about that in Warcraft where like there was just like you could be just doing your own thing and you would turn around, there's like a party of people doing their own thing, and there was that level of like, this world does feel occupied, not even just by like NPCs or quests, but it's like there's living breathing people playing these avatars. This is interesting. There's that level of like open sort of like MMO things that like Genshin's good but just doesn't have that, and I wish it kind of would, but I can see why they don't, because it's a lot of money to pay for the bandwidth for that there. But yeah, no, like I can see like Genshin does have like a lot of the MMO styles or little trinkets or intricacies. Yeah, a little bit more interaction. Yeah, the chaos you could create with audio clips from tonight's show. I mean, that or the video clips, considering he's just like jamming his ass around things.
No, what are you talking about?
It has great porn. No, Jesus.
I mean, like, isn't it just a hentai game?
No.
Yes, it is.
I've played it, and I can
It's
tell you it's not a hentai
What?
game.
The whole roster is just big titty anime girls?
Not all of them. There's some guys.
Big titty anime guys?
They're fully clothed, though.
You can still have big tits and have clothes on.
I mean, yeah, but you can have big tits. It doesn't mean you're a porn artist.
Well, speak for yourself.
Shared systems again put me off in MMOs. Like, I'm not queuing up to complete an objective because someone else keeps beating me and forcing me to sit there for like 10 minutes to reactivate. They got better. Like, Warcraft did have that for like the first few patches, but like they did fix that with the simple manner of just speeding up a respawn.
Are we still on Warcraft?
We're talking like about like the things that make like an MMO versus the likes of like Genshin Impact, which kind of have like MMO traits but are not like fully MMO.
Right. Here's a question: does anyone still play KOTOR? Oh wait, what do you call it? The new what the fuck?
Knights of the
New Republic.
New Republic.
Whatever the hell the MMO version is called.
I can't remember what it's called.
I've tried it. The Old Republic. I've tried it. It's your boy Tobias. And like,
Tobias.
Tobias.
Came well, dude. You go well.
I've tried it. I bought it when it came out, and I was essentially or initially okay with it, but like after about like
I was okay with it for a while.
After about like 15 or 16 hours in, you were kind of like I kept waiting for the story to kick in, and it just never really happened, just because it's just impossible to tell a good story when the game requires you to be doing stuff that takes you hours to do, literally by design. I just lose interest too quickly in MMOs. Like I have watched like an hour-long cut of like the story of what's happened in Warcraft. Like all the MMO versions, and it is interesting enough. But like as I was watching it, I was thinking to myself like, this must happen over like 600 hours of gameplay, and it's just not enough.
They got better in the later games with that there, so like they started giving like their more pivotal quest lines full animated cutscenes in engine and whatnot, and made it a little bit more cinematic in that respect. But we were talking like 5-6 expansions in. We're talking like 10 years in at this point.
It's just there's just too much. There's too much float in those games. Just you can spend.
The reason,
I mean, even a lot of single player games are getting like that now, where like you kind of feel that if you just choose to do the story, that you're getting a lot of the game off from yourself. It's like it really shouldn't be that way. Like if you just want to do the main story, that should be enough for you just to follow the story. But that's a fine line, though.
I think that's a part and parcel of open world. Open world definitely is susceptible to that, where like there is games that will give you a very linear focus. They're just few and far between because open world seems to be, if you're not on that multiplayer trend, your single player game is going to be an open world one. That is kind of what
That kind of sucks at the minute though.
That's just the way it is though. Like, I mean, that's if anything that I've learned over the last like year is that almost every game I've played has had some sort of open world mechanic to it that's been single player. Like even Yakuza.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're the smallest version of open world though.
Yeah.
So,
but it's still an open world. Like
Yeah.
there's still like many side things that you could choose not to do, and by extension, cut yourself off from content that could
True.
be enjoyable. You know.
oh shit, I'll do that one of these days.
We actually have multiplayer this week. I was
We do?
surprised. I'm so surprised by the amount of multiplayer results you had this week.
I will fucking tell you, I had to cut a bunch of them out.
I was
There
shocked
was so
just because
many.
of how late in the year it is.
I'll tell you right now. See every single one of these, bar Rogue Galaxy,
yeah.
Japan. So
Japan just don't give a fuck
that
about
led
Christmas.
yeah
then?
that led me to believe that the holiday season for the West, as far as games goes, is late October, early November. It's like you want those games out and ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
Fucking Japan is releasing games right up until Christmas because I assume they don't care about Christmas. Christmas is not a holiday over there. I don't know. I'm just saying that.
I don't
If
know.
anyone knows if Christmas is a big holiday, you know what? It might be like a big consumer holiday in Japan now,
It may
just
have
because
gotten
they
better
might
like that.
they might like the aesthetic of it or whatever. But I assume it's not. That's not a religious thing over there. I can only assume that it's not because they're not Christian.
Some sort of holiday, but it's different apparently.
It's different, yeah. Yakuza 4 and Yakuza 6 all released within 3 days of each other over the concurrent years, 2004, 2006,
That's crazy.
and then whatever the last one was. But like, near enough all of these games was the Japanese release of these
Yeah.
games, so Christmas is not a huge.
Some great games there as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Like,
they're good shit. It's so like right off the bat, like from looking this stuff up, December is the month for Yakuza games in Japan
fair.
because like
Fair.
quite a lot of them.
I haven't played past 3, so I'm
Right.
on the 4th one.
It was 2. It was 1.
How many are based around Christmas?
It was 1. It was 1, 4, and 6 were all released in this. I nearly put them all in there, but I didn't want to put too
like
many of them.
basically 4.
But it would have
Yakuza
filled the screen. Yakuza. This is the Japanese version of the PS2. They written the initial release,
Mm.
and then the Japanese version of 4 and 6
Right.
were all released within within 2 or 3 days either way of
Yeah.
today over the last couple of years. So
Crazy.
it's a big apparently December is just a really big release window.
Are any of those games based around Christmas? Like I can't to my recollection, 0
I don't
to
think it
3
has.
isn't.
I don't think it has anything to do with the game being released around Christmas. I think it just might be when they release their big games.
I just
'Cause, like,
wonder if they ever done that.
maybe-
They were like, well, we plan on releasing this window. Why don't we make it themed around this holiday? Or something? I'm just curious.
Could be, but there
That's
might
crazy,
be like
though.
the odd Christmas scene in. You know what? Now that I think of it, no, I'm pretty sure.
You played
Yeah.
further into the series than I have.
I'm pretty sure every Yakuza just happens around the summer. There's very little weather kind of stuff about it, around any of it. So
Fair.
I would say no.
So we have let's go down them. So we had Subnautica here.
Have you ever played Subnautica?
Yes, I have played it on stream. It was
The beginning of Kiwami was set during the holiday season.
it?
The first Yakuza was set in December, but it didn't have a Christmas. That would make sense because I don't remember Christmas being involved in that game whatsoever. I just remember Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill playing
Goro.
Majima. So weird.
So weird. But like,
I went back and watched that. I was like,
yeah,
fuck?
it didn't have any like literal holiday
yeah.
stuff in it, but I assume December is just a big month for
Yeah.
releases over there because like bar Subnautica and Rogue Galaxy, each of these are the Japanese releases of those respective games. And like as I was going through kind of the days, just looking at stuff, the majority of shit was just Japan. The way the US and Europe's big month is November
Yeah.
because they want all their shit out in time
Basically, get ahead of the
for Christmas. Yeah,
Christmas
like,
rush.
they want everyone to have like already bought their shit at
Mm.
the start or at the end of November.
So I have played Subnautica.
Yeah.
I played it on stream. I enjoyed it, but it is you would probably be quite scared of it.
If Mikey is in the chat, he plays Subnautica for quite a while. in
I
our
reckon you-
living room. I have played a fair amount of it. I'd say maybe 10 hours or so.
I would have thought it scared you because
It was, you know what,
plays into your fears of not liking.
you know what was so scary about it to me?
What?
The fact that it ran like absolute shit. That's what was really scary to me. I was like, oh god, it's so bad.
It ran fine for me, and I played it on PC.
I was playing it on the PC, and it was a good game. The version that I was playing, it was pretty much just like I was playing it on my PC for a bit as well. I think I actually do have a copy of it. It was like it just started running like shit once it got into like the more kind of like fun areas with all like the cool underwater shit. It just framed out on me. It was just like 5 frames, 10 frames, nothing, and it really kind of like stopped me from enjoying it. I think as much as it would have. But I remember playing it. Mikey was playing it in the living room, and he came up against that fucking like the boss, which
It's fucking terrifying.
I didn't even know there was fucking enemies in the game. That
Yeah,
are
there's
little
like-
bosses. It was like a giant underwater flaming dragon.
There's a big motherfucker. Ever see the front of the ship?
Yeah.
The big ship that's crash landed.
Uh-huh.
If you go out to the front of that there, motherfucker will get you, and that's kind of like, I don't fucking come near this.
Don't you come near this ship, you bitch.
This is like, you will go there at some point,
Yeah.
but you need to have certain things ready for that point.
Yeah.
You know.
I respect Subnautica a hell of a lot for being what is essentially an indie game that got a lot of deserved traction, and then it's one of those games where it's a lot deeper than you think it is going to be. Like you think like, is this just like an underwater
Minecraft,
like underwater resource gathering game, and then you realize that there is actually a bit of a story wrapped around it all, which is quite nice. Like,
and an end objective as well.
Yeah, well, I was watching him playing, and he found like the land and all. I was like,
I find that as well, the aliens and shit. Like
Little,
Billy
like-
was saying, it was weird because it was the first game that my chat when I'm playing games is funny because they don't necessarily care about the game you're playing. They're just there to have. If they're enjoying the game, they'll watch the game, but they'll just shoot the breeze on any old.
They're
thing.
there to suck the proverbial teat of crack.
They're just there for a community and a good old chat. Where like when you played Subnautica, everyone was like,
"What the fuck?"
Talking about the games, like,
Yeah.
"What is that? Oh, here, have you tried this? Oh, here, you should look into that. What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, don't go near that shit." Like people were very invested in what was fucking happening on screen, which is
When I was playing it, I done that thing where I just like opened the console and gave myself a bunch of stuff because it was scared. So like I immediately gave myself the submarine, and I was like, right, I'm fine now. It's alright. I'm in a submarine, and then all like the underwater like base building and stuff was like it was fun for a while.
yeah.
I could see how if you're into that kind of thing, you could dump a whole lot of hours into it to be like, right, I'm gonna do my stuff up and I'm gonna get here under my own steam. But like I was happy enough to just be like, command console, submarine, and then just keep going down and then be done with it like an hour later. Because being underwater is in itself terrifying. So
I was gonna say, I thought that was like the biggest fear for you is being literally in the water, especially with like your aversion to the likes of sharks and stuff.
Yeah, it's called thalassophobia.
Thalassophobia. Okay. It was one of those resource management games, kind of building games that like I enjoyed more because it had a very rigid sense of like objective. Where I often don't like those games because those games kind of like, I don't know, whatever. Like you do it, I guess. Or
Billy wasn't a big fan of it.
no, I wasn't a big fan of it. But like I enjoyed it because like it was one of those types of games where it's like, oh, here's actually objectives. Here's like a roadmap of what you kind of need to do. We won't tell you how to get there, but this is what you need to do. Where like games like Conan and Ark and stuff are kind of like,
get 5 tree bark.
Yeah, you're kind of like, I don't understand the end objectives.
Yeah.
Like, never do we, dog. And you're like, okay, not
You
playing you now.
wanted a story? You wanted a gameplay? Get the fuck. Have this dick.
Build a mud hut.
Have a dick. Like
Build
alright.
a mud hut, motherfucker.
Alright,
It's like,
fine.
why am I building a mud hut? Because mud hut. It's like, what?
Build your mud hut. Why? Mud hut.
Yeah.
It's like, alright, fuck.
I never really enjoyed the gathering. It's just about exploring was fun. I didn't realize my love of gathering things until the herbs in Kingdom Come.
Come all over me with your herbs. Yeah, he was. It was really funny. There was an exploit in that game which I don't think that they counted on anyone would be that kind of like meticulous in doing. Whereas like the little like kind of starting village, there's like a prologue to that game where you're kind of locked into the starting village and you're not really allowed to do anything until you progress to a certain point of the story.
Yeah.
And you can pick flowers up from like the surrounding the surrounding area,
Yeah.
and it increases like your carrying capacity, it increases your strength, it increases your stamina. If you pick up enough flowers, you end up leaving the first area like the fucking Terminator. It's like you're so strong, you're super strong. Your carrying capacity is like way bigger than it should be, and like you could just punch people out in like one go, literally just by picking up bunches of daisies.
That's wild.
But it took hours.
It's
Like,
kind of like it's
like-
hours you invest though.
Like 4 hours of picking up daisies, and then you could sell them for an absolute fortune. It's like they did not think anyone would be like pedantic enough to go through and pick every single little flower.
but then
out
used
of
to
this.
use were
Damn right we were. Fucking
These
loved
were.
it, and I would fucking do it again. I fucking loved that game.
just fucking crazy.
Kingdom Come was so fucking good. Like,
Yeah.
I'll let it fucking come all over me. And they're working on it too, so
That's good. I've heard nothing but good things about that game. Again, I heard that game, much like Cyberpunk and much like
It's-
Witcher, came out like a hot mess
I
but got
really,
optimized over time.
We were playing I was playing his PC version. I had no problems with it whatsoever.
So
like,
this is the common reality.
this is
The
the console.
PC seems to
Yeah.
be fine.
See,
the fucking consoles.
I'll give them a wee bit of a benefit of the doubt because they're essentially like CD Projekt Red with about 10% of the staff.
Yeah,
Like,
which
they're
is
a-
fine.
They're,
I
a
get
tiny,
it's not
they're
a-
like an absolute tiny company, and I think they always said that the PC is our primary focus,
Yeah.
and we'll release a console version.
It's
when we
not a
get the-
criticism. It's more of me just drawing the
Yeah.
parallel of like this happens before, yet people don't fucking give these people shit.
Aye. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Kingdom Come. It's like, it was sort of an immersive sim, which normally means that have 10 systems and none of them really work, but there are 10 systems. But everything that game done, it done quite well. It had like a couple of small issues to like clipping and like normal stuff, but like I think the realism in that game they really fucking like nailed, which was like combat was like a lot of people had like a real problem with the combat, and like they were like, oh, it's very like
They weren't picking
unresponsive,
daisies.
or it doesn't what
They weren't picking daisies.
they were picking daisies, no, because like by the time say like you're playing any fucking regular open world action RPG, you wouldn't think twice about going up like of like a team of like 12 bad guys. Like it's 12 bad guys versus you just be
Yeah.
like whatever, don't matter.
Yeah.
Even in like Dark Souls you can fight 30 people at once just as long as you know what you're doing. See, if you were ambushed by like more than 3 people, you were genuinely terrified because you were like, I am going to get the fuck beat out of me, because they're just like, you're just getting punched from the front, and then you're getting punched from the side, and you're getting punched from the back, and you're like, I can't defend against all these punches, and then someone whips out like a wee fucking knife and comes at you like a dickhead, and you're like, right, well, I'm fucking damn dead now. He has a knife, and then you're just like, ah, you just get stabbed, but you come back later with like a sword and like one piece of plate armor, and you're just like, you fucking bitches, you fucking cunts, and then you get tired, and then you get beat to death again, and you still lose, and then you come back later with a full set of armor and just cut all their throats because you've got good at stealth. It's a great.
I'm sorry. That was just, the way that evolved was so wild. It's like then you get a full set of armor.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter because you stealthed.
Yeah, because you stealth them all. Yeah, it's fucking great.
God damn it.
Famous last words. What are you gonna do? Stab me? Says man who was stabbed. It's like, yeah, fucking Kingdom Come was a great game, and it was all like all the shitty NPC dialogue was fucking choice. Everyone was just so happy to see you. No way, like in those games, like when you walk into a new area, a lot of them are just like, look at this cunt, look at this player character, bitch, I hate this guy. Everyone was like, Henry, what about you? What about you, son? Like, that's right, that's me, that's me, I'm Henry.
So we got some comments.
Henry's come to see us.
We got some comments here coming in from Harden Past here. What I love is a weight system in Kingdom Come Deliverance used to be so easy to exploit. I could loot entire battlefields, then jump into my horse and then transport to town and sell.
That's right. Get that saddle. Get them in those saddlebags. It's good stuff.
Just infinite storage, was it? Or?
Too right. Well, you needed to get a horse first. That was your first hurdle, though.
I left the room and I'm half convinced you're talking about the average night in Belfast.
You just come back and kill them at night.
Yeah. Famous last word. Oh, you're
What are you gonna do? Stab me?
Hey, Dean. Hope you
What
keeping
up?
well.
What up, your boy Dean? Yeah. Every time you walked into a wee town, someone would just go, "Henry's come to see us." Like they're covered head to toe in shit, and they're like having the worst day of their lives, and then they see you down there past, and your wee cotton shirt, and they're like, "What about you, love?" Like,
He's got a cotton shirt. It's Henry.
What
Let's do
about
it,
you, mate?
Yeah. My strategy was to invest in strength and get them in
physically
Could you-
overpower them to break. Yeah, like the fighting, like I actually kind of took about 2 hours to train in game, like 2 hours actual time to train properly in the fighting and in game. See, once you even understand it a little bit, it's fucking easy. It's easy as fuck. Like by the time I was done beating it, like by the time I was done with the game, I was beating, you know, like groups of 6 or 7 fully armed pole arm sword and shield guys, fucking no problem. You just kind of block and you turtle and you just move, but you're always like, because like the way the attacks work is like you have like a circle,
Yeah.
and you can attack like up, diagonal, right, diagonal, down, whatever.
So you had to
And,
kind
like,
of
if
get it
they,
past their...
so like if they come that way, you go that way,
Right.
and that's pretty much that's as simple as it is. But it's doing it. It's being able to do it quickly enough. So like if you can see them coming at you like that, you have to whack the analog stick down right, so you stab up.
Basically,
you're
trying to basically breach their defenses.
You do the
essentially.
opposite of what they do, essentially.
Right.
So if they come at you left, you stab them in the right. If they come at you from above, you stab them from below. It's just
Right.
the quicker you are doing that, the easier the fighting is. And by
Fair.
the end of it, I was just like, I could literally just stab someone in real life and I'd be really good at it. This is great. Everyone play Kingdom Come. Why are we talking about Kingdom Come?
I don't know. We were talking about Subnautica.
We'll move on. That was 2014, which
Right.
seems like it was. Subnautica seems like it was out like yesterday or like last year.
It does
or
not
something.
feel like a 6-year-old game.
No.
It
Well,
does not
they've
feel
kept
like a
they've
6-year-old
kept working on it though. So
Yeah.
by the end of it, every combat encounter was just a fucking massacre. Yeah, you eventually get good at it, and then it just becomes like every other game where you're like overpowered as fuck. But like those first like 30 hours, like 2 overweight men run at you in a field, and you're just like, I'm out of here. I'm not fighting these fucking guys.
It's not happening.
It's like all I have is 2 swords, and you still think you're gonna lose.
I like that.
It's fucking brutal.
I like
Kingdom
that.
Come. That's
So our next one's is the... I don't want to say it's a prequel because I don't think these games... I think these games work in the same vein as like Final Fantasy. Like they're not directly affecting each other.
it's just set in the same
It's just set in
world.
the same property. Probably same universe, but you know, it's like you don't have to have played like 4 to play 5 if you know what I mean, or understand it that well. We got Shin Megami Tensei's Persona 4. What did you drop down by my car? Oh, okay. Shin Megami Tensei's Persona 4, which is
Persona.
God, that was out in 2008. My fondest memories of that were watching Giant Bomb.
Yeah.
Giant Bomb, watching them do like before like Let's Plays.
It was a complete playthrough.
A complete playthrough, and it's before Let's Plays were a thing on YouTube massively. Yeah, Giant Bomb do the playthrough, and my God, that's that game. Something else. Honestly, something else.
Yeah, everything I know about that game, unfortunately, is from that Let's Play because I've
Yeah.
never went back and got a copy of it myself.
I played some of it, but I never.
Not to the same extent that you played Persona 5.
Played Persona 5 for longer. Yeah, I played Persona 5 for about 40 hours, which is just not long enough. That game is so long.
No.
Like even on like a very like narrow playthrough, that game's still like 80 hours.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, there's not really much to do outside of the story. There's just the odd fucking about, like, so it's
Yeah, but I mean, like if you get through your dungeon fast enough, you've got a lot of physical in-game time to play.
that is true. That's true.
Like you can't just like you could skip every day if you want to, but like, why would you do that?
I forgot about that they're making the Persona 4 Golden.
Oh no, it's already out. It's out on PC.
Made.
It was out on PS3. Golden as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. I suppose
Yeah.
like who's played anything on a PS3? Like, not I.
Not these
Not
days. No.
Not this guy.
These days. But no, it's on the PC, which is like it's reasonable spec.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take much to run, which
I
is
wouldn't
nice.
think so. Like at this point,
It was a PS2 game when it first came out, so
yeah.
makes
A
sense.
game that was out in 2008. I'm sure
But yeah,
a lot of things could run it.
I still think it's not the most edgiest of the Persona games.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I remember correctly, Persona 3 holds that tail, because I'm near sure how you get your Persona in Persona 3 is put gun to head and pull trigger.
Ooh.
I'm near sure that was a thing in Persona 3. It's like, time to get my Persona! It's like, what?
That's very anime. That's super anime. I
Yeah,
like that.
well, it's
good stuff.
It's Shin Megami
You see,
Tensei.
like the next one, Persona 6, will just be like when you try to get your Persona out, you just have to stop and just like,
just come. Just come aggressively.
oh, you just have to come.
Yeah.
every
So the Persona
every
comes
time
out
you're
of your
about-
dick.
Every time you're about to get in a fight, you're like,
It's like
so you have to
What
wait for
the
like
fuck?
8 minutes. Everyone's just standing about, being like, what the fuck? What's he doing? He's fucking having a wank. Get this guy out of here.
It's like.
Oh, like, there's just like there's 8 music. There's like 8 minutes of like funky jazz music while you're just like, hold on. Where's my phone? Hold on.
But you become dramatically faster coming depending on how sexy the enemy persona are.
You have to go fight the enemies at the all women's college. You'll beat that quickly enough. Like,
I mean, like Persona 5 did have a big cock on a chariot
that's true.
As an actual persona, which like, you're just kind of like, that was a choice. That was a choice.
Someone made that choice.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, I fucking let them.
So yeah, good game though. We're moving on. We have 2 Zeldas in here, but this is the first
2
of them.
Japanese Zelda releases.
First one being Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess.
The Twilight Princess.
The Twilight Princess.
The GameCube version, the game that I played, as opposed to, I want to say the other one was the original Wii. The
Which I played.
Wii.
Which I
all the way
played.
home. I stuck to the GameCube version, which is weird because it was reversed.
They full on just.
It was mirrored. I'm not sure which one was the right one though. Like, I'm not sure which one was the one that they were. The one that they thought, right, this is the main game, and then this port is the
Not a vampire princess.
the lesser or whatever. But yeah, I fucking love this game. I thought
Great game.
Twilight Princess was fucking great.
Phenomenal game. Game.
A lot of people were just like, "Oh, it's just another Zelda game." It's like, why is that a problem? Why do you have a problem with that?
No
I
idea.
don't understand. Like,
You know what? I was looking back at that game recently, because we've talked about it, I think, a few times.
yeah,
And that is just, it's a very sign of its time. Like the Wii, Xbox, PS3 generation, it was incredibly brown.
it was like
No console did not
Yeah.
have its stint of brownness on it.
The color palette of Twilight Princess, as far as I remember, was like dark gray, dark blue, and bloom. So like all the lights were blown out. Everything was like
It was
hazy,
but it resulted in brownness.
and it just was definitely not the best looking Zelda game.
No.
But it was still, I mean, it was responsible for giving us Minda, so 50-50 like. But I mean, like, it was a solid Zelda game. Like, there's no two ways about it. Like, it didn't do anything wrong. Like, it was just more of what I wanted to play.
It was
some games.
Some people would say it was the last true good Zelda game.
The last like N64 formula Zelda game.
Because a lot of people were not high on Skyward Sword. A lot of people did not like that.
Skyward Sword just had like hours and hours of pointless tutorials because it was all like, oh, here, look, we have this new controller.
Yeah,
like,
they got that. We got that Wii upgrade. Your vibrating wand's got a new fucking ultra sensitive mode.
Fucking
now.
vibrate somewhere else, you cunt.
Yeah,
but yeah, I really like the whole like wolf mechanic, like going back and forth between like the 2 versions was cool.
I liked it.
I liked it.
I liked that a lot. Like, I thought that was cool. I dug that. And then they kind of a lot of people I've talked to are Zelda fans, or not just you. But like, that's the last one I truly enjoyed from a Zelda perspective.
Yeah.
Because like, people enjoy Breath of the Wild, but you don't hear many people call it a Zelda game.
No, it's an open world action game.
Yeah,
not a Zelda game.
Like where like a lot of people seem to. I never played Skyward Sword, so I have no opinion on it. Like, I've never played it, so
I've
I
never
can't
physically played it myself, but I've seen enough of it to know what it's about, and it was very much it was more of like a tech demo,
right, with
a bit of Zelda in it. Like, whatever.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate, but yeah. Then we go on to our next one, Rogue Galaxy. I could have swore that came out recently, or was that a remake that came out recently?
You can play it on the PS4 at the minute. I think it's on the PS4 under the PS4 Go thing. It may be out the PC, but I played it on the PS2. I fucking loved this game.
What was that game you were playing on the PC recently that was like a weird sort of like space trader / kind of? It looked like Rogue Galaxy essentially.
Rebel Galaxy?
Oh, that's what it is.
Rebel Galaxy. It was Rebel Galaxy 2. That is a like kind of third first person ship combat game. Rogue Galaxy is a third person JRPG.
Right.
I
have mixed up the names.
Where you are a literal space pirate. It's it was one. I'm not entirely sure who made it. I can't remember who made it. It reminds me, when I think back to playing it, it reminds me quite a lot of like Dragon Quest and stuff like that. It's Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, kind of like in there in between it. But like, the game was fucking so good. It's available. It's in the PSN now, PS now, whatever that is. It's in there. You can play it in there. I think you can actually just buy it on the PSN store. It's like a $5. Like, if you want a really, really, really fucking good, just like old school JRPG, play Rogue Galaxy. It's fucking great. It has like your very typical cast of like sci-fi JRPG characters. I think like the main character was called like Jaster, if I remember it. It's like Jaster. Is it Jaster Rogue? Is that why that's why I call Rogue Galaxy? Whatever. You end up. You're like your spaceship is a literal pirate ship that just goes into space, and then like one of your teammates is like a big thick Amazon lady. You're like, fuck yeah. All right. Fuck yeah. But it's very like, see if you just like your formulaic, wholesome, warm in the stomach JRPGs, give Rogue Galaxy a go. Could not recommend it more. Fucking love that game. Maxed out the timer on that son of a bitch as well. 99.99, and then it just stops counting. It just stops counting. It was like, this is fucking great. I fucking love this game. Played it. I played that PS Now version. Yeah. Just earlier on at the start of the year, I think it's not an upgrade, but it's like a. Oh, I suppose it is an upgrade. It's like a 4K transfer. I think that it's not.
So it's upscaled to.
Yeah, you're not playing a PS2 game. You're playing a upscaled, emulated version of it, so you can actually fucking see what's going on and read all the menus, unlike you can on most PS2 games.
Yeah,
where it's all blurry as hell. Like, so give that fucking game a go.
Makes sense. Next game we really don't probably need to talk too
much
about.
Well, I've never heard of this before. What's this?
So, like, are you into crime dramas?
Nah.
No, it's not for you then, dog.
Okay, well, never mind then.
No, it's Yakuza. That came out in 2005.
Yeah.
There's really not much we need to say about this because, like, we've talked
tirelessly
about the Yakuza games.
Yeah, I would probably put it down as the best series.
I would say the most consistent so far. I can't say
consistently good series that there's ever been. Like
say what I say with like a star, like a caveat star.
No.
Fuck up.
What you're saying right now is straight fact.
No, because I don't operate in those terms. But so far, from my experience in those games, from like 0 to 3, they are the most consistent games, the most consistent game franchise out there, and all of them so far, in my opinion, have been incredible.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing more. I'll probably get playing more in the new year.
Get 6 out of the way. It's the best one.
I'm not going to just go to fucking 6 and skip 4 and 5. That's ludicrous.
Fuck's sake.
Fucking hell. Let me go. Let me play the games in the sequence.
All right.
Playing New Vegas on PS Now, and it's been running pretty sweet as hell. That's good, man. Because cool. I always have worries that PSN Now is so. I always worry that there's some latency there.
You're not streaming them. You download them.
Some of them you can't download. It's not all games that are downloadable.
Oh, I only played the ones that you can download.
Yeah, that's the difference.
I done that specifically for that reason. I downloaded Star Wars Bounty Hunter, and I remember it being a very good game. And then I put it on. I was like, "This is fucking shit." Like it controls like absolute fucking ass. Like the theory is a good game. Like being a bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe is a really great concept for a game, and I remember it being very good.
Yeah.
And then I go back and play it. It's like, why is only one analog stick doing anything? Like the fucking one of the cameras is controlled by like the face buttons or something stupid. It sucks. Playing it sucks. But anyway, it's whatever. Story.
What
for
the fuck
day.
is Yakuza?
Yakuza.
I don't know. We've got Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, which is
the best version.
Yeah, it was the one. It's basically the one with all of the additional content.
Yeah, it's the one that came with the skateboard minigame, which was the best part of Metal Gear Solid 2.
Essentially, it's kind of like the Game of the Year version of the game.
Pretty much.
It's kind of like when they released like DLC Game of the Years. That's kind of like the equivalent of that back in the day.
A very early version of it. Yeah, because it came with like it was like the main game and then a bunch of like VR missions.
VR missions,
and then that skateboard minigame, which was the only reason I liked it.
And some, I want to say like. Not bloopers, but like, or maybe
it had weird cutscenes in it,
like weird alternative cutscenes that were like they made bloopers because like it wasn't actually a blooper. They had to go out of their way to make it that way.
Yeah, so scripted blooper.
Scripted blooper, yeah. It was good. It's probably the best version of the game because it was the
best version of the best MGS game.
Hot take on that one. Hot take on
the best MGS game is Twin Snakes, without a shadow of a doubt. Like,
again, hot take on that one. I know a lot of people loved that game and other people hated that game just because it was so wildly different.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It made like it was a good redo of the first game with stuff that made the game less annoying because Hideo Kojima wasn't directly involved in it, which is why I like it.
Yeah, it was Twin
Galaxies or something like that. It was an outside studio that kind of like remade it a little bit.
Enough that did that awful space Valhalla game.
Too Human.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Same studio, I believe. Could be wrong. Might be wrong. I'm near sure it was the same one.
I know. I don't really like any MGS games. 3 was pretty good, I suppose.
I enjoyed them up till 5.
I hated 4.
5 I didn't enjoy the most because it was just so...
Silicon Knights, thank you.
Silicon Knights, yes, thank you. 5 was just so absurd.
Right.
Like, it was kind of like, oh yeah, I remember this like very poignant, very direct, very like linear narrative. Like 5 had great gameplay, but it was just kind of like,
why is this a Metal Gear Solid game and not just something else?
Like, it could have been any game that wasn't like Metal Gear. It's essentially, it could have been a whole new franchise. It would have been great, but because they made it a Metal Gear Solid game, it just didn't feel right to me.
1 and 2 were impressive because we were young enough that we didn't know any better, and they were also technologically impressive. Like 1 will never not be good because you just didn't know any better. You were just like, this is up to this point in my life, this is the most realistic and smartest game I've ever played. And then 2 come out and you were like, who is Raiden? Why am I playing as this naked blonde man?
Yeah, it was a bait and switch.
Fine, you eventually become Snake and it gets
actually they've done the bait and switch.
Pretty good.
Make you play as Snake.
Yeah, they make you play as Snake Plissken or Plissken.
No. You don't know once you get Raiden. That's
Plissken. It's like, right. You do just start as Raiden.
You do. You start off in the boat.
No, you do the tanker as Snake, and then you go to Raiden, and then you go back to Snake.
No, you don't go to back to Snake.
You never go back to Snake.
Nope.
Okay,
pure Raiden.
Fuck MGS2.
You're just riding dirty.
MGS 3 was pretty good. The was a Snake Eater, the one we were in the jungle. It was alright. It was pretty like, it had a fucking banging theme tune.
It really did.
Fuck yeah, that was probably the best thing about it, to be honest. 4 was horrifically boring. I've never been so bored in all my fucking life. This yellow, soulless, stupid.
A game's color palette was very much in time with the fucking Xbox and the PS3.
Everything was just brown or black. It was fucking convoluted mess. Every time David Hayter opened his mouth, I wanted to fucking kill myself.
I didn't mind 4 as bad, but at one point at the end I was like, are you fucking Ocelot? Are you fucking Liquid? Or what are you piece of shit?
Fucking curse.
Like I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite. I think my favorite was...
I never played 5 and I don't care.
5 I played. Gameplay was great. The story was like... It was there, but it was there in a weird way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you could play that whole game and only like understand 20% of the story because the other 80% were in cassettes that you could choose not to listen to.
You choose not to listen to.
Yeah, which seems to me is a really perplexing idea for a game design, especially a game design that is so like built on its core narrative for it to kind of like go, you can opt out of it.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. Like a game like Dark Souls, like its narrative's there, but it never built its game off its narrative. Like its narrative was there as like a supplementary part.
The narrative happens almost
core gameplay and the aesthetic and the challenge of it.
Yeah.
Like you didn't play Dark Souls for the story. The story was kind of like the bonus where you could go read the weird text you see on the ground,
talk to people you didn't need to talk to. Yeah.
Yeah. Where if you didn't, that wasn't going to affect your enjoyment of the game. Where like you were very much by the first like solid game right up going forward was so built on its narrative
literally
that when come to 5
what it was about.
come to 5 it's like you could opt into the narrative and it's kind of like what? And like it wasn't even explicitly like honest about that either. Like you could if you wanted to know that narrative, you could play that game not even being aware that narrative was in there. You can probably just think, just more.
It'll come soon.
It'll come soon. Like the mission will tell me the thing, right? Because I'm doing the mission. That's where the narrative is.
And then you'll finish the game. You'll be like,
what happened?
It's
like, you finish the game. You're like, I kind of know what happened, but I feel like I'm missing a lot of information. And then you look online. It's like 80% of narratives in these like fucking cassette tapes, and you're like, I thought they were just songs. Like, what the fuck?
That's true. At least Survive made up for the story.
Oh God,
the choicest game in the Metal Gear Solid series.
That is a.
So the reason why I think Twin Snakes is the best one is because they took it updated the gameplay of 1 from a PS1 game to a PS2 game.
Yeah. And
just made it a little bit more understandable without all this.
And added a bunch of
shit. It added a bunch of like really like stupid cutscenes where like people are like fucking like jumping over rockets and shit. And like at the time when I played that, 13 or 14, and it was on the GameCube, I was like, this is great. I'm fucking loving this. And then from then on, every Metal Gear Solid game has been a huge letdown, and I just get angrier. Well, I don't get. You know what? I don't even get angry because I don't
Why are
care.
you getting angry? You don't care
I
about
don't even care about the franchise at all. Like, I could not give a fuck about Hideo Kojima and his practice for making games. Could not fucking care. Even so much that there was a news story about Kojima's next game. I purposefully chose to leave it out because I don't fucking care.
I didn't even know he had another game coming, but I should have guessed.
Fuck him.
They literally metaphorically lost the plot with that one.
They did.
I don't know if that was a pun or not.
Oh, it was.
Okay.
Oh, it was. And
Our
then the
last
last one,
one,
my second favorite Zelda game because it's just so darn wholesome. Wind Waker.
Yeah. It's a game I still haven't played fully, and I would love to.
I have the Wii U version, which is the version you should probably play. I'll just give you my Wii U and you can play that.
I am kind of holding out for them to go, yo dog, here's a Switch version. Like, I'm holding out for them to just port it to
They
the
may
Switch.
do that eventually, maybe,
they
but it
will.
would just be a port of the GameCube version, though.
Yeah, but then I would have it from a console.
It would be a port because the one that was out for the Wii U was it was Wind Waker HD.
Yeah.
And like I remember I can't remember who I was talking to. I was talking to someone about it the day it came out, and they were like, "Are you really gonna pay 45 quid for a HD version of a game you've already bought before?" I had bought the game by the time they finished that sentence. It was like,
There's one of those ones where like, I want it for the Switch purely because like I heard nothing but amazing things about it.
Yeah.
But also it kind of just adds more software to a bit of hardware I own, so I just kind of that's
guess,
nice
yeah.
as well.
Well, keep it in mind that if you do want to play it, there's a version. You can
Yeah,
just
if
get the Wii U.
if the day comes where like the Switch gets put into like the defunct mode of no longer being supported, because it will happen. Like that's what all consoles do.
Yeah.
I will then I'll look at you, go, yo dog. Kind of want to do a bit of a Wind Waker playthrough. Can you let me that Wii U? Does it use that absurd tablet controller?
It does, yes, but you can just use the Pro controller or whatever.
Okay, cool.
If you've already had one, it should work. Whatever.
I'll buy one if I
yeah,
need to.
the good thing about that, the HD version of Wind Waker, is that it removed a very shitty part of the trial. The last third of the game, I think, was like a big fetch quest that just literally had you going through like random unintelligible spots around the map, looking for the possibility of maybe finding an object, and that was very annoying.
That sounds awful.
It was a lot of it was just RNG. Like it was a lot of just random, like you either got it or you didn't, and you just had to keep doing it until you finally found the object. It was like, this fucking sucks, but they fixed it. They just took it out. They just give you direct, like, go here, look around this area, and you'll find it. And it was, people were like, whoop. See? Look at how angry he was.
See, like
look at how relieved he is.
He had
like
physical exclamation.
He's caps locking us.
I mean, I caps lock when I'm that incredible.
Yeah, the HD version that was out on the Wii U removed that little section and just replaced it with like 3 or 4 very easy to grab objects, which took about 8 hours out of the fucking game. But I know like a lot when that was coming out, a lot of people complained. They were like, "What is this childish art style?"
Oh,
like,
I remember that.
This is so stupid. That game it's still one of the best looking games.
It's beautiful.
It's such a good looking game. Like the color of like the water and the sky is just, you can just look at it for, well, you literally do look at it for hours when you're just sailing about.
But you can look at it for hours outside of
not in a bad way though, in a good way, because you're just sailing about and you're little like
there's just a charm.
It's like
a timeless.
The wind is like particle effects and stuff. It's like little like white wisps. It still looks really good.
Yeah,
it's
like
still a good looking game.
Cell Shad's great because it doesn't.
It's
timeless. It's a timeless art style that doesn't date itself. Like there's certain games, like you look at even a PS4, PS5, in 20 years time, that's going to be a very dated graphical style.
2 years time,
you know, and like you look back on the PS1, very dated fucking assets and art styles. But like cell shading when done right like that, that's timeless. That shit holds its beauty.
Yeah, Ocean's right. Like Twilight Princess was made because of the people who complained that Wind Waker was a kids game, and like out of the two, there's no one would pick the visuals of Twilight Princess over Wind Waker.
It's so bright.
It's so
bright.
It's like Twilight Princess is so much a product of when it was made. Wind Waker could have been an indie game made, you know.
Yeah, today,
like a year ago, and people would be like, "Yep, that's fine." Is this a sequel to Untitled Goose Game? Because it sure looks like it. Fuck yeah, that's sweet. It's a lot easier. Like Wind Waker's probably the easiest Zelda game, but then again, none of the Zelda games have ever been particularly like tough. Like physically hard to beat.
I would argue the tough ones would be more of likes of the SNES ones and stuff.
Yeah, the older ones are probably the harder ones.
you
Or
know.
the CDI.
They're tough
Yeah,
because
they're
they're
tough
tough
because
on the
they-
eyes.
They're tough because they didn't work.
They're also dreadful looking.
Also dreadful in the eyes.
like
yeah.
if
Eyes
you
and
looked
ears.
at Wand of Gamelon, have you not wanted to vomit at some art?
Have
That's
yeah. Mikey,
that is a very
really-
well
he
placed
makes a really
Santa
good
hat.
point. That is a very well placed Santa hat. We
Yeah.
didn't even do that on purpose. That was an
I
accident.
was happy accident. I would take it off. I would take it off Ali, but Ali's too busy looking dapper back there. Ali's too busy looking quite dapper back
There we
there
go,
to
we're
take it
done.
off him.
We're sorted.
We're sorted.
Right. I'm gonna ruin everyone's life, and
You're going to give us head to head.
yeah, I'm gonna give you head, but I'm also gonna do another thing.
You're going to take another piss, aren't you?
I'm gonna go take another piss.
Fuck
'cause
me.
I drank like 2 liters of water before I came down here.
Okay, that's
and it was
fair.
it was
That's
a horrible
fair.
mistake. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's no worries.
You know what? What if we just get me a little like piss bag for next week, so I can just
I could just set up like a. I wonder if you
funnel-
can get. Can
a
you get
funnel
like?
system?
No, not funnel system. I wonder if you can get like a disposable toilet and put it in the bedroom.
good idea. Do that.
It's just like next door, so you wouldn't have to travel far for it. Like
You can go to head. You can go head to head with the.
go head the head reviewers. I'll give the reviewers head. I've no problem with that. But yeah, incontinence. Oh God, wow. I don't know how I'd feel about that. There, like, I mean, actively pissing and shitting yourself. Oh, I mean, he wouldn't be shitting himself, I guess. But even then, sitting in your own filth like that doesn't sound like fun. That sounds awful. Fuck, could you imagine the fucking rash you would give yourself with that there, like sitting in your own piss long enough? I don't think I would even want to even remotely entertain that idea even for a second. Resident Evil's always wins that one because of the franchise isn't dead. I mean, I could argue the other way that at least, you know, the consistency of those games is probably a little bit higher than the Resident Evil games, because there's been some shit Resident Evil games out there. Not to say there hasn't been some shit Silent Hill ones as well, but I mean, I guess it's all dependent on how much you enjoy the story and stuff. It's subjective, but that's why we do head to head, to give our subjective opinions on it. There's no right answer. It's just opinion. I'll reserve my judgment on that one though for when he comes back, because obviously we have to go head to head with it. I'm looking at some of these. He drummed up some of these, and like I'm looking at them, and some of them are quite tough. Like I won't lie, the Injustice and Mortal Kombat one's quite tough for me. Like I'm looking at that there, and I'm thinking to myself like that is a tough one. Like, so yeah.
Back in.
Welcome back.
Fastest penis in the West.
Is that a bad thing or a good thing though?
That's good. You just pee quickly.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, like, if it's the fastest penis in the West when it comes to the sexy
Oh,
times.
you mean like I come too quickly? No,
Yeah, that's a bad thing. Like, are you ready? Do we have to do we have to
tiniest bladder in
do
all
we
the
have a
land.
coin to flip this time, or do you want to still do rock paper scissors?
Let's cock paper scissors.
Cock paper scissors it. 1, 2, 3, then go and go.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then you whip your penis out.
Okay, sweet.
Are you ready?
We're thumb wart.
Oh shit! What if I have a thumb war?
You're gonna beat me at a thumb war, like.
I don't have particularly bigger thumbs.
And you got stronger thumbs
Right,
though.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a fuck you in a thumb war.
What?
1, 2, thumb war. Yay!
You pick. I told you had a
I won.
stronger thumb.
Okay, right. I'll go first.
Right. So which are Cyberpunk then?
This is me going first. Hold on.
All right. Are you getting yourself a wee captain on
There
the
we
go?
go. What's the question?
It's Witcher or Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like The Witcher 3 all that much.
Oh, okay.
I've bought it several times. I've bought it on PC, bought it on PS4, bought the DLC expansions, and just never played it for more than about 10 hours. And then I'm just like, you know what? I'm just done. I just don't like the makeup of it. I beat 1, I beat 2, loved 2, beat 2 like several times. Like went back and got like as much like information as I could out of it, and then 3 just came out. I was just like, there's just something off. There's something very off about Heartfelt, and then because I knew there was something off about Heartfelt because they released that secondary control scheme, and it was still shit. And then I also had the ending spoiled for me, so it completely removed all compulsion to go back and finish it at some point.
Right, that's grim.
And
That's
that
grim.
was about it. Like I've bought it. I actually bought it on the PS4 twice.
Why
'Cause I
twice?
bought it and got rid of it.
Right.
And then I bought it 9-10 months later. Still, it's just sitting in the house. It's sitting in the house doing nothing, just because I just literally can't bring myself to play it.
Fair.
I just don't
fair.
want to play it.
By process of elimination, I have to pick Witcher 3 because I've not played
You haven't played
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
I haven't played it, so like I can't.
How
think
can
of
you say you haven't played it? There's a copy of it sitting right there. Fucking
it. You know Ryan Riley why I haven't played it.
bastard. Yeah,
So I mean I liked Witcher 3. Like I do have like the polar opposite opinion. I thought it was a great game. Story was phenomenal. You know, there's just that universe is very good about like when you let it, it will just pull you in and
Yeah.
you get very lost in its characters and it's said. Excuse me. Skellige sounds like
Skellige. I'm from Skellige.
Skellige sounds like Northern Ireland.
It does.
Which
It sounds
still
like you're-
frightens me.
Sounds like you're fucking a Divis.
It's like honestly, it's so weird. Like for anyone who's never been to Northern Ireland and has played Witcher 3, if you want to know what Northern Ireland sounds like, go to
Skellige.
Go to
'Cause
Skellige.
It is voiced entirely by people who are from, where was it? Wait, Warsaw.
Yeah,
It's voiced entirely by people who are from Poland, but who do spot on Northern Ireland accents.
and from what you were telling me, is that they just had spent time here. They just had
They were just
spent
here for a
time
bit.
here and somehow managed to like do our accents
I-
so well,
I-
so
yeah.
scarily well.
So freakishly well that they're just as annoying as our actual accents.
It's like I was
which is
sitting
good.
there like going like, why the fuck does it sound like I'm in Andytown right now?
Who's Queen Ceres?
It's the
Queen? Some kind of queen?
What's the Skellige?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Lady of Skellige.
I always thought the question for Witcher 3 was Triss or Yennefer.
I mean, there's a lot of female characters in
I
that
mean,
game
it's
that are not
Yennefer, like,
that are
it's-
not just Triss or
Yeah,
Yennefer. Like,
it's Yennefer though. Like, it's always
yeah, it's Team Yen all the way.
It's
Like,
Team Yen all the way.
it's
Like,
Team Yen all the
I want to
fucking
fucking
way. Like,
put her yen in my pocket.
I mean, like, you know.
So apparently I'm the only one picking Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I mean, like at this point, it's one of those ones where like I can't pick the other one because like
You haven't played it.
I haven't played it yet.
Oh, Mr. Gore would marry both of us. We would enter into a
Mr.
big.
Gore's a beautiful soul,
We would enter a big
beautiful man as well. Actually,
gay three-way marriage.
he's a beautiful
Which
man,
would
and
be
not just a beautiful soul. I
great.
have him on Instagram, and he's a good-looking man.
Ooh,
He's got a.
we're trading up. Is
He's
that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is like he's got sophistication and charm and
Here, if he's
subtle beauty to him.
if he's got money, I'm into it.
man, I don't need him for his money. I just need
I
him for his
certainly
how
do.
beautiful
I
him
need someone
for he is.
I need someone to look after me.
All right, you want that sugar daddy.
Sure,
I would just like to be held in his warm embrace.
right. You can do that as a sugar
know?
baby.
I mean, you could, but I don't need it. Like, it's
No.
not a requirement.
Whatever, that's fine. Right. Well, I'll take my, But you're about to be disappointed.
I'd marry
if
you guys
marry
for
us
your
money. Like.
Let's just assume we have money.
I'll take the hit on being the only one who's picking Cyberpunk. Then, like I've tried
That's fair.
with Witcher several times. I just can't get into Witcher 3. I don't know what it is. I just can't get into it. I can't penetrate it.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's rejected me.
It's not everything.
It's like, oh, no, I'm not tonight.
I mean, like Ocean's on your side. He doesn't care about what your free Cyberpunk for him as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So you got some people in your camp
Ocean,
as
it's
well.
me and you. It's me and you.
Your next one we have to put you against, which is KOTOR 1 versus KOTOR 2. Is that 1 or 2? You got both your fingers.
Oh shit.
up.
Well, I would have
Okay.
done that if it was 2.
I know, but like you could arguably say this is 2 because 2
What?
fingers.
1 just because it was the first one. Like I know people say that the story in the second one is better, but I don't think it is. Is that something I've completely made up that I've heard from somewhere?
I've never heard anyone say that.
Okay, right, never mind then.
I mean, I'm not saying what you heard isn't right. It's just I've never heard that.
Oh, I thought so.
Like you could have heard some people that just did not like the first one story compared to the second one, and that's the case. I just like, I hear that and I'm like,
I thought that was
I've never heard that.
I thought that was the unanimous opinion. Maybe I'm thinking of
No,
something else.
no.
Because like the story of 2 is like your old woman. Sorry, spoilers for a 20-year-old game or whatever. That the old lady is a Sith or not a Sith, but she's like morally, what do you call it?
Morally ambiguous.
Morally
Ambiguous.
that thing.
Yeah.
Maybe she is a Sith. I can't remember. But like the first one has fucking you're Darth Revan with amnesia. That's fucking
Yeah, no, but you still choose the path of which you want to do.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah, KOTOR 1 all the way.
I would pick KOTOR as well. I think the story was. We've done not like the superpowers and like Hulk Hogan and Riley Savage.
Oh shit, yeah.
This guy.
No wait, you should have to do it like that then. That's how real man shake hands. You shake forearms.
Can't do this during a pandemic though.
That's true. Well,
We're sanitized though.
you have to do that. That's what people do now. You touch your tips.
We're heavily sanitized though. That's why we're.
That's true. I sanitize a lot.
I literally have sanitize stations for us
Ooh,
essentially in
okay.
the kitchen.
Would you take KOTOR 2 or Knights of the Old Republic?
KOTOR 2.
Yeah, I would still take 2 over that.
It's
I know.
there's just a stronger narrative.
Yeah,
there.
I think the problem with 2 is that they what do you call it? They were forced to crunch on 2, I think, and it didn't have anywhere near as long as the dev time. I think it had like 8 or 9 months, so like quite a lot of it had to be cut. And I think there is like a patch, like a community patch that reinstated a lot of the content.
I'm sorry, Mikey just tweeted, or not tweeted.
Oh fuck yeah,
He just posted it into our WhatsApp group. Just drink over the lads. And I love you, Mikey. Sorry, that just caught me off guard there.
Oh my god, Mikey's picking KOTOR 2.
Really? Wow. Okay.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Get out of here.
I mean,
well,
like that's a
get out of
valid
here,
choice. It was a good game. If you enjoyed it more, that's great.
I know. That's to be fair. It's not like it was a terrible game.
Yeah.
It was just like the story just wasn't quite as good as the first one, but the game was better. I know the gameplay was better. In the second one.
Obsidian though instead of
Yeah.
Bioware.
Aye.
So
Well, there you go. But I thought like the first one, the story was just like that was a fairly big twist at the time when you found out that you were Revan.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
that
oh my
was
god, I'm evil, and then you're not evil.
well, you're evil if you want to be evil. That's
Well,
what
yeah,
those games
but if
always
you,
been good about.
I mean, whoever plays those games is evil.
Yeah.
Probably should play more of them as evil.
I went on the evil route first time.
I can't do it.
It's like I went. You know why I can't do it? Because I'm just
A sociopath.
No, it's because like, yeah, actually, fuck you. No, it's those things where like you play so many games where you're the good guy. It's a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't. It just doesn't sit right with me being like really like snappy with people. Like someone's like
man.
asking for your help and you're like, fuck you. You're like,
No, seriously, Mass Effect, man. You know how many times I decked that recorder?
Deck this fucking bitch. She was a bitch.
Every
She
single
deserved
fucking
it.
time.
I'm pretty sure like the fucking what do you call it? The good version also had you fucking punching her. Fucking
No,
bitch.
I think you were very more diplomatic. Where like when you were playing Renegade style, it was just like deck the reporter. I'm
See,
like, yeah, I'm decking the reporter.
He played that second one with that restoration patch in it,
Oh,
which meant that it restored about half the game.
that's actually good.
So it's like it's almost like a different game if you play
That's
it with
cool.
the fan patch. They put all the extra content back in.
That's cool. I'd like to try that.
That's
That brings
good
us
shit,
to our
though.
next one though. Uncharted or Tomb Raider?
See, this is just this is just the series at whole.
Yeah.
The rest of them is
Yeah,
just
okay.
the series as whole.
The ad hoc those series.
I don't know. I fucking wrote this and I am punching myself because this is
Hey man, some of the
This
ones
is
I've
anno-
had to
yeah.
put in the previous weeks
This is anno-
hit me hard as well.
This
Like
is annoying because like what these franchises, Uncharted was essentially aping
yeah,
old Tomb Raider games, and then Tomb Raider started following Uncharted. So at one point, they've been the same game. In the middle of those crossovers, they were the same game.
Yeah.
Like Uncharted, the Uncharted 4 and the newest Tomb Raider is essentially your Nathan Drake with a massive set of tits.
yeah.
It's not quite. Tomb Raider is still a little bit too supernatural.
Yeah.
every-
well, no, so is Uncharted. You know,
So is Uncharted. Oh, no, because
Uncharted's-
Uncharted eventually gives way to just blunt realism. Like you always think there's something like weird supernatural going on.
Yeah. Well, I
and
don't know.
then
There was
eventually it's just people.
the second one had a weird supernatural thing out where they're like super powered and powered by the weird shit that they're.
You know the funny thing is the second one's the only one I've never played.
It had some supernatural weirdness
Right.
to it.
I played 1, 3, and 4. I played 4 at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And it's fucking great. Like
Oh, it's incredible.
it's great. The funny thing is that I was like, I know I've played this before, and I can't remember anything about the game except for maybe the last hour. And then I played it again. I was like, I already can't remember anything about this game except for once you get to Libertalia. Like it's the only fun part of the game, but it's really good though.
I love.
But like
that
the
game.
last say like 2 or 3 Tomb Raider games have just completely meshed together. Like I can't remember
Oh man.
what is what in any of those games. Like they were all good, but it's essentially one long game that
Yeah.
they split up into 3 games.
Yeah. What would you pick though? Like if you had like get down to it, like is it Uncharted or is it Tomb Raider?
I would, if you ask me, what would I rather see more of?
Yeah.
Like, would I want another Uncharted or another Tomb Raider? It would be Uncharted all the way, just because
So is that your choice here though?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. It's tough. I know.
That
I
last
know.
Tomb Raider game that I played was really good though, but so
I'm-
was the last Uncharted game.
So I'm gonna look at the chat
What
here
if-
right now.
I know. I've got it. What if the next Tomb Raider game you just give her a penis? There you go. Problem
I
solved.
guess you could do
Problem
that.
solved.
That,
Combine those franchises.
I mean,
Combine them.
Did I just see the phrase the crafting system? God damn.
He did. That was Mikey and his sweet ass puns.
God damn it, Mikey. So I would have to go Uncharted, and much to what Mr. Gore said, like Nathan Drake is just a more likable character, and
Tomb Raider
honestly,
has that
see
reminiscent
by the
charm.
most recent Tomb Raider, when I was streaming it,
Yeah.
the whole time I would just go through the game and I would just be like, oh my god, Lara Croft, you're just such an unlovable fuck.
You know what?
You're such
That's
a
a
cunt.
fucking good. I completely
cunt.
forgot about that. She became so unlikable in that last game.
She
that
was
she was just
such
like
an
she became like the great white savior. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
It's not even there, but like she would like people are like trying to be nice to her and stuff, and she would just be an ungrateful fuck.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
she was such a terrible human being.
You just reminded me that I didn't like that when I was playing. I thought the game was good, but I was like, her as a character is unbearable. So fuck it, we're Uncharted boys over here. Uncharted all the way. Nathan Drake is a treasure, and he's always been a good character.
Yeah, he's never been morally right, but he's always still a charm.
Lara Croft has become like a student on a gap year with rich parents. They're just like, I'm gonna get my fucking dad if you don't let me get in here.
Do you not know who I am?
I know who I am.
I'm a
fucking Lara Croft.
It's
I
like,
got these
fuck
tits and
away
these
off.
guns. You have to let me go where I want. So yeah,
Fucking
fuck it.
asshole.
Uncharted all the way. Fucking fuck off.
Never forget them doorstop titties. She have titties. Just the big pointy junkies.
Big pointy Joes.
Yeah, I hated her. By the end of
Yeah,
that
just
game.
as you said that, I remember her like really unlikable she was in that last game. She
And
was just
that's my lasting
Yeah.
impression because it was the
People
most
were-
recent
yeah.
incarnation.
because like people were trying to like go about their lives in that game, and she was just like, "Excuse me, I'm here now. It's my story." Like, who the fuck? What? Who are you? Fuck off.
It's like what the fuck? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, indigenous person. I'm more important than
Yeah,
you are to your own culture. It's
aye.
like, what the fuck?
Fuck it. Aye, fair enough. Uncharted. I do claim an Uncharted victory.
I have to agree with Vaughn. Vaughn, how are you doing? You keeping well, sir? Because you're looking well. Ooh. But like he was right. Like the Uncharted story's better. Tomb Raider's gameplay is great.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love bow and arrows in games.
Yeah.
There's something very, very fun about a bow and arrow in a game.
Uncharted's gameplay is a wee bit.
It's very much like it's set piecey and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
set
It's
piecey,
all
so its
very-
gunplay is like a kind of an afterthought.
It's all very floaty. Like
Yeah.
I think that's the problem I had with that Uncharted 4 was like every time I get into a gunfight, I was like, fuck me. Like it's just so boring. Like because it's one of those things where it's hard just because there's so many people and it takes so long to get through like all the gunfight set pieces, or well, not even the set pieces, just like so much of the game is just you're here, you need to get here, and there's 80 guys between you. Just keep firing until they're all dead.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff was horrifically boring.
Yeah.
And like the moment to moment gameplay in the last few Tomb Raiders have been better, just because
Yeah.
it's very like you can kind of snake around places and it's a wee bit more kind of open. But like she was unbearable compared
was
to like
awful.
any time a cutscene kicked up in Uncharted. I was like,
Oh yeah, it's just me and the boys.
It's sat line for these two brothers just doing brotherly love.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gunplay is shit.
Yeah,
I don't like
agree
it.
on that one.
But
Now I have
Uncharted will do.
I'm about to bring you into our next one. I'm sorry.
I wrote this as well. I fucked myself up here.
No, I looked at this and went, I looked at this and I went, are you kidding me?
Can I pick
Why
both?
did you do that?
Can I pick
Why
both?
did you do that?
What if I just go 50-50 and then you can cut
No,
off
you
one of
have
the
to
legs?
pick one. It's head to head. These are the rules. You can't. No partisan sitting on the fucking fence post here. Just fucking pick a game. Obviously contextualize why you're picking it, but pick a game.
I guess just based on the history that we've had with the franchise, it would have to be Mortal Kombat. Like they're both phenomenal games. I fucking love Injustice, but there's only 2 of them where there is 11 Mortal Kombats, and I like all of them.
No one makes
Like,
it difficult though. It's like, while there's only 2 of them, they seem to have brought the Mortal Kombat sensibility of storytelling to the Injustice universe.
Injustice, like the stuff that they've done in Injustice is why the newest Mortal Kombat games are really good.
Yeah, like that. Like the newest Mortal Kombats were nothing like that until Justice
Yeah.
created that stuff, created that like framework.
I don't know.
And the Injustice games made me care about DC characters when I objectively don't give a fuck about DC characters.
That's true. Kerry
And that's-
Tagawa endorses this message. Fucking Shaq song loves it, baby. Woo!
Obviously Mortal Kombat. I hate fighting games, but I easily say Injustice because of the fact that it can play Harley Quinn.
Stop being so thirsty, Billy. Fuck's sake.
I'd go Mortal Kombat because how much have they done? Mortal Kombat. I loved Injustice though. It wouldn't exist without MK.
That's a fair point that you wouldn't have Injustice without Mortal Kombat. But
Yeah.
Injustice is really good though. Like
it's so good.
the
Like
story
oh,
in
the
both
sto-
of them was pretty good. Like
the Injustice story is like, I would say one of the best DC stories I've played through.
it's not even a DC story. Ah.
Oh god. Well, so what are you going for, Injustice or Mortal Kombat? This is so hard.
It is quite hard. MK11 was really good though.
It really was.
It was really
the
good.
MK10 and the MK11 were so
Yeah.
good.
If there was a, I don't know, if there was a third Injustice, I might pick Injustice just
Yeah.
because like there was a wee bit more to it. But there's only been 2 so far, and like we've been playing MK
Bear in
games
mind though, right?
since like '93.
People are like saying, "Oh yeah, MK's been going longer." Yous have all forgot there was a lot of shit MK games.
That well, there was
a ton of shit
Eh.
ones. Anything from like post
there was
Ultimate
like
MK3 right up to 10
there
was
was like
kind of
there
garbo.
was like 2 that people really didn't like, but I liked all. Like I've played every single one of them. I find something to enjoy in every single one of them.
I thought like from like 3 to 10
You thought
was
like
the bar wasteland of
Dark
garbage.
Alliance and all that shit.
Dark Alliance, Deception,
I don't-
fucking all of them. Like
Armageddon and all that
like
stuff.
they all worked in they're all fundamentally flawed because they
they all-
worked in a 3D.
yeah, they
worked in a 3D
That's
arena
just- yeah.
for games that relied on
Yeah.
projectiles,
That was
which
ju-
is
yeah.
just stupid.
They were just trying to keep up with what was going on at the time.
I
suppose.
get that. I get that. But
I think there's enough enjoyable stuff in those MK games, but I suppose like in this instance, I guess it would probably just be. All right, well, hold on. We'll see if this changes your mind at all. Injustice 1 and 2 versus MK 10 and 11, and that's it.
that's if we're doing that, that's fine. But like
Yeah.
the whole, you've got like the whole franchise here, and
Yeah.
I think it's
I picked a
I've-
bit of a two-sided
you
one.
kind of I'm sorry, but like there's a lot of garbage games out there, and there's like, let's be honest, are you going to play Deception or Ultimate Alliance or anything over Injustice?
Maybe.
Look at you've got to look at the full catalog here. Let's not go in there with just nostalgize with 1 to 3 and then the most recent 2. There's a lot of fucking like success rate. Success rate. Injustice has a higher success rate.
Well, that's because it's only had like a
I know,
quarter of the games left.
I know, but this is the problem when you put the fucking franchises in there instead of just specific games.
I know. I don't know.
It's hard. This is
yeah.
a problem. Like this is so fucking difficult.
For this in particular, we'll say Injustice 1 and 2 versus MK 10 and 11.
That's fine.
So 'cause
That
they're-
still makes this
they're-
incredibly
yeah,
hard,
It still makes it pretty tough.
Yeah.
And I don't know, MK just based on like because it has the turtles in it.
That's
and-
a weird one.
And
to put-
Rambo and fucking Terminator and like all the DLC shit that they've been able to do with MK that they haven't been able to do with Injustice because they don't own the license and shit for it.
They do.
No, well they have to get them off DC, so like they have to ask for permission to use more characters, which is why Injustice has had basically no DLC.
These
characters.
days, it wouldn't be so hard because Warner Brothers owns NetherRealm,
Yeah.
and they also own DC, so it wouldn't even be that big of a deal these
Well, I
days.
mean, like if you compare like extra stuff once the games come out, Injustice has had nothing, and MK.
Well, I mean,
has
it's
had,
not
like,
been out in a while.
bunch of-
Like, I mean, there's
a bunch of extra characters. I'm going with MK.
That's
Fuck
fine.
it. I'm going with MK. I'm
That's
going
fine.
with Mortal Kombat. I like blood and gore. It's fun. What are you going for?
I think I might have to go for DC. I might have to go for DC just because.
This includes
if we're
Mortal Kombat
basing
versus
this-
DC.
What?
This includes Mortal Kombat versus DC.
You didn't say that. You said Injustice. You said Injustice versus
No,
Mortal
I'm
Kombat.
joking.
Motherfucker, don't try and
I'm
fake.
joking.
So, reason why I probably pick Injustice versus DC, I think like it's just objectively a better story.
Yeah, the
The story
story
to Injustice
in
is so much
10 or
better.
11 are a wee bit kind of like
Yeah,
it's a wee bit all over the show. Like,
Yeah. Where like when you look at the Injustice storyline,
yeah, it's just
they're just
Superman.
solid, it's just solid storytelling against
Superman being a
incredibly
maniac,
against incredibly great gameplay.
and then Brainiac being a maniac.
Yeah, like they're both like the gameplay are both equally brilliant because they are basically
that's
the
true.
same systems.
Injustice 2 had Black Canary in it.
And here's the thing as well, like Injustice is just the Mortal Kombat games, but with like different characters with different movesets.
Yeah.
Like all the same movesets that you'd have in Mortal Kombat are in the Injustice games, but then the Injustice game has like a better written story, in my opinion.
We'll call that one each.
Yeah,
They're both good though.
they're both brilliant. Don't get me wrong. It's just my I would land, and bear in mind, I don't like DC at all.
That's true, yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna get, and I'm giving props to a DC storyline. That's
Over MK stuff.
yeah.
Well, yeah, like the storyline for 11 is essentially about like undoing the storyline for every other MK game, which is a bit
just
odd.
A retcon.
It's like they can't make up their minds really on like an overall story, and like they have all these characters that they have to kind of get to fit with each other, and like they've done an all right job with it, but like the moment to moment gameplay it's very good. It's very good. Right, our second last one, Resident Evil and Silent Hill. I don't give a fuck about Silent Hill, so Resident Evil.
Fair. Oh, in my earlier youth, I would have definitely just like blanketly said Resident Evil. But
Yeah.
I've came to appreciate the story of Silent Hill games.
Right.
That it makes it hard. Silent Hill doesn't have the best gameplay,
And it has
but it does have some of the better storyline.
one of the
plots.
main villains is a dog.
Aliens as well. I mean that second game had a lot of weird endings.
I know the fact that like I would like to think of the dog ending as the canonical ending.
Oh,
where,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're just you're being raped, or they're like pyramid heads coming at you with a big sword, and there's just like a dog behind a keyboard going like yes.
It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz
Yes.
right there.
Yeah, but with a golden
With
retriever.
a golden retriever, yeah. It's a hard one because I don't know, the story. I've grew to enjoy the stories of Silent Hill. A bit
Yeah,
more.
it's pretty
they're
safe to say that they both had bad games in their
yeah,
respective
definitely.
franchises.
Yeah,
Resident Evil 6 is shit. Sort of. It's sort of shit. It's shit as a Resident Evil game, but it's good as an action game.
You also have those like really
Yeah,
weird
like,
tangent offshoot games,
Raccoon
like Umbrella
Chronicles
and stuff.
Raccoon City and Umbrella Chronicles and all that shit.
Yeah, which
that
weren't exactly
weird
stellar.
Game Boy games and stuff. That
But
don't
then
really
they
mean
did have
anything.
great games as well. So you had like 2 and you had 4 and you had
I would like. I would definitely like to go back and
Code
give
Veronica and stuff.
like Silent Hill a go, because it's like it's a franchise that I have pretty much missed out on. I didn't really play any when they were out. I think I give Silent Hill The Room and Homecoming a go. And at that point I was just like, they're fine. Like the time that this game would have like really scared me is well long fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like it's never going to be like that terrifying again, but like Resident Evil is still fairly scary, like the new ones at least. But like what's a new Silent Hill? What was the last Silent Hill game that was out?
Well, that was the thing. PT was meant to be it because like that was the playable teaser. But then Konami went, "Oh, yo, dog, we like pachinko machines."
Well, that would have been pretty scary if that whole game had come out then.
Just a big pink pachinko machine, yeah.
But
So it was like, again, that was going to be a Kojima game as well, which is and
Guillermo
Del Toro.
del Toro.
So it's hard to say how that would have panned out.
Okay.
But that was going to be the next one, and then obviously there was the whole debacle with Kojima, and then
Him being,
Konami
a
just
dickhead.
basically stopped paying to be a game dev and started going into
They love those gambling machines.
those gambling machines.
Yeah.
So
I know, yeah. I would definitely say Resident Evil just because I know I've played several Resident Evil games and I've loved the majority of them.
I've had more enjoyable experiences with Resident Evil, so I'd have to pick Resident Evil as well.
Sorry to any Silent Hill fans in the chat. If you have a Silent Hill game that we should play, I know the HD remake of Silent Hill 2 is bad because it removes all the fog, which is kind of pointless.
Which is kind of like to take away the eeriest part of the game.
Yeah, but if there's like a good version of a particular kind of game that we should play, let us know.
Yes, you would just try to re-release PT instead of Creepy Lady. Lisa was her name, by the way. Just get chased by a Silent Hill pachinko machine. That would be terrifying.
Or you get chased by Hideo Kojima with his new movie script. You just have to run away along an endless corridor as he's like, "I'm an auteur," and you're running away from him.
If he catches you though, you have to fund his movie.
You have to fund it. It takes it directly out of your bank account.
Yeah.
It's like when you boot the game up, you have to put in your credit card info, and you're like, "What do you have to do this for?" It's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's just so we know who's playing." And then like when he catches you,
Age verification.
you
right?
just keep getting like email notifications from your bank being like, oh, you've had a tenner taken off you. Like, what?
What?
For every page, it's more and more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting chased by Kojima as he tries to talk your head off about his favorite movies. Let me pitch you my new script.
And then your game is the point is to just you have to get enough bullets to shoot him in the face.
Jesus.
But you can
Hell of
only,
a game.
you only get a bullet for every 30th script page.
Yeah.
So you have to pay.
But by
like,
what point you're down $400?
Yeah, you're massively in debt just by playing this game.
Yeah.
This does sound pretty terrifying.
Yeah, this is actually an awful.
Yeah, it's bad.
So if Konami's listening, fuck off.
Yeah. Dickheads.
So the last one, which is not so much a game, so much as a concept, an interesting choice on your part.
An existential concept.
Yeah.
Christmas or Halloween?
What do you pick?
Probably Halloween. I like Halloween. Halloween's fun.
Okay.
You're gonna go for Christmas.
Nah, probably Halloween as well.
Okay.
Of the two, I don't really care about the holidays, if I'm honest. But like, if I
Yeah.
had to pick between one of the two of them, I probably would pick Halloween.
One is slightly less focused on consumerism than the other, which
yeah,
Halloween costs you a hell of a lot less money than Christmas does.
yeah.
I don't like Christmas is not without its charms, I suppose, if you do it right. But yeah, I'd take Halloween. I would take spooky over not spooky, I guess. Like Halloween has better style than Christmas does.
It's that there as well. Plus, it's got better lore.
It does, yeah.
Like, there's like a lot of like Samhain and stuff. But, like, you can like Halloween has like a lot of great like pagan like lore and ritualism stuff
Whip
that
yourself.
that you can kind of like research and kind of like enjoy to certain degrees. Obviously, you don't want to enjoy it all because some of it's fucking crazy, like sacrificial stuff and all that jazz,
if anyone is near a computer right now, just do yourself a favor and look up what original jack-o'-lanterns look like.
They were out of little turnips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are horrifying.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know who made them?
Who? You?
Us.
Oh, right.
The Irish.
I
Not me,
made
you
them.
moron.
You pointed at me. You didn't say.
The Irish. The Irish
Oh,
was
the Irish.
responsible for
You are
horrible.
I'm Irish as well. So
Us.
like, yeah. So when you went you, it wasn't
us
like
us two individuals are
like
responsible
when you
for
went you. I was like, he's not talking about. What is he talking about here? He's just pointing at himself.
people from Belfast.
People from Belfast.
People from
made the
Ireland
jack-o'-lantern.
are responsible for the original creepy jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, we give the world a lot of things and get a lot of credit for it.
Alcoholism. A jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'd pick Halloween.
Halloween as well.
Yeah,
So we're a
I'd
couple
pick
of Halloween boys. Fuck Christmas.
Christmas, don't care for Halloween, coordination.
Literally sitting here in a Christmas hat. I would be sitting here in a Halloween hat if I had
Billy's
one.
all for that Halloween. Fuck Christmas. A lot of
Yeah, a lot of fuck Christmas, but there's also a lot of fuck Halloween. So who knows?
just googled it. There, some spook right there.
Some mad spook.
Some mad spook. Yeah, that was good stuff.
We're rolling gently into the third and final segment of
How long
tonight's
have we
show.
been going? It feels like a shorter cast today. Is it me, or is
It's 20 to 11.
Yeah, it feels like we're getting through this really quite quickly today.
That's just because we're having to crack. This is
Yeah.
about the same length as.
No, but like we've reached skippable cutscene, arguably faster than normal. Usually skippable cutscenes, so you're about 3.5 hours in. We're like 2 and a bit in.
3.5 hours? What? What's
Yeah,
that?
we've times finished skippable cutscene about 11:45. Not 11:45, maybe about 11:30.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking some crazy noise, son.
We can go back to the archives and look.
this
We
like-
usually by about our phrase we do skippable cutscene. I think we're like 20 or 30
No,
minutes
most
ahead of
most
ourselves.
episodes are like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, and then we normally don't sit around for much longer after skippable. Maybe 10 minutes at most.
It's fine. It's
So I'm not saying it's a bad
It's
thing. I'm just saying
happening.
we're making good time today. We
happening.
actually have time to sit around and chat a little bit.
It's
more
happening
if we want to.
organically.
But yeah, we need to get everything set up for skippable, guys.
Don't you hate it when you're just playing a game and there's a cutscene that you can't skip?
You wish you could skip it. I'm just setting everything up here. So, guys, if you want to get your whispers in, this is obviously your chance to refresh.
Just DM me all your answers on Twitter.
Pretty sure to say, don't forget the refresh. Yep, refresh chat. If I hear one person say they lost because of lag, I'm going to have to come to your house and make you a lovely roast dinner. That's quite the aggressive.
I am very tempted to say that I've lost because of lag now. I
Yeah.
love a roast dinner. Wait, do I have to supply the accoutrements
I
for
don't
the
know.
for the roast
I
dinner
don't
though,
know.
or do you bring them?
I don't bring no accoutrement. I don't even know how to spell accoutrement. If I bring
It's
it,
French.
that's probably why I don't know how
Yeah.
to spell it. But guys, we need just to essentially.
Depending on who's supplying that, I'm going to complain.
We're going to just get yourself refreshed. Whisper the account that I've just posted in the chat with, because obviously it's my account. If you want to get your test whispers in, get your test whispers. You can click on my name, and it should give you the opportunity to whisper the account. But yeah, this is going to be the last skippable cutscene of the year. And then, as such, we'll have to.
Oh yeah, that's
we'll have to announce a winner probably next week of the glorious. Glorious mug.
Our next week's show, which will be on Boxing Day, will be our Game of the Year show. Yeah. So all our of the year stuff, along with who won. I mean, it's probably pretty obvious who won, but whatever. We'll see. It was me. We all won because we were all involved in this joyous occasion.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be the last one for you, and then we'll announce the winner of skippable cutscene for this session. We're going to redo some of the point system next year. Yeah. Because even right now, if we looked at the point system, like
the person who is in front by what can only be described as a marginal amount.
Yeah, the margin's high.
The margin it's a big old fat bitch.
So we'll probably end up redesigning the point system on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What can you do?
What can you do though? But a lovely mug will go to that person, and then we'll have season 2 of skippable cutscene.
Impromptu head Super Noodle versus Cup Noodle.
Cup Noodle all the way.
What the fuck's Cup Noodle?
Japanese version of Super Noodle.
Oh.
It just tastes better because I actually have little bits of actual fucking meat and stuff.
Super Noodles is fucking garbage.
Yeah, Cup Noodle's pretty tight.
Right. So if
it's not great noodles, like let's be honest here, it's not high quality noodles. Like don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm telling you this is like the be all end off noodles. But like if I'm going Super Noodles versus Cup Noodle, it's gonna be Cup Noodle every fucking time.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Gore, we think it is probably going to be 3-2-1 instead of,
or maybe even 5-2-2,
5-3-1, because like the margin is just too big.
That 3-point margin between the two and the second and third is
all you have to do is get like three first place answers, and you're like 3 or 4 weeks ahead of whoever's in second.
Yeah, so it's going to be more of a.
Our margins were a bit.
If I win in my band from the next league,
you can come in as a. Oh, this is not. This is what? This is a mojito.
I love a wee mojito.
That is not rum and coke.
That's grim for you. Not grim for me though.
That is not.
Do you not like mojitos?
I've literally never had a mojito before.
Mojitos are great. I was like, what? Cleansers. Like, see if you have a mojito between see if you're drinking spirits, right? You're drinking like, oh hey, I'm drinking like some rum. I'm going to jump over to a whiskey. Mojito's good because like the mint cleanses your palate. It's good. It's
getting
good.
That
palate cleanser.
You're not banned, but we're just not going to give you any points.
You're more welcome to answer. We'll just have to, or maybe we'll do a thing where we half all his points.
Because he's so good.
The league winner for that season gets half points debuff.
You probably still fucking win.
I mean, that's why it's a half point debuff.
Mm.
And then the other person gets the full points. Like for example, if there's 3 winners, we drop him down to like half points, and the other person will get the full points. Like
God, this sounds so complicated. We'll work it out. We'll work it out in January. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, son.
We'll work
this out. Imagine expecting rum and coke and getting fucking mojito. That is exactly what just happened.
Yeah.
It came at me like someone came in my mouth. It's like, is this how women feel?
It's not even remotely close to rum and coke, and that probably was not enjoyable. I you know what, to be fair, like as well, like the branding on the tin doesn't look that obvious. It doesn't look very obvious to what it would be.
I just grabbed the two.
The two gentlemen, like there's a slight color.
Look at that. I can't even see what's going on because the screen is off, but like they're virtually indistinguishable because this was just behind this. So I just grabbed 2 of them, thinking that it was 2 rum and cokes.
Yeah.
This bitch was hiding back here, and it's little.
Is
fucking...
it nice though? Like now you
not really. No.
No, that's a shame. That's a shame.
It's too.
Say not you came to terms with.
It's way too sweet.
Really? Like mojitos shouldn't be that sweet. I don't want to drink from the same receptacle, so what I'll do is pour it into that.
Get that in the. It tastes like.
Person enjoys a mojito.
It tastes like fucking Club Lemon or something, which I detest.
Not enough mint. Not enough mint.
Bloody.
Yeah, way not enough mint on that. What the fuck? That's weird. That's
bastard.
It's not bland. That's like really sweet lemonade.
Save it for me, love. It's already being drank. Like.
Right. Can you put this over the screen on screen?
Right. Let's fucking get into this.
Right, so we got guys. You better have refreshed. You better send me your test whispers. I've got a test whisper from Hannah. So if you guys come in here and you're like, "Oh dog, how did I whisper?" Well, fuck you.
Right. I'm also going to be playing this week.
He doesn't know what games are in this year.
I haven't looked at the.
He didn't review it.
Yeah,
so
I forgot.
I'm going to get shouted at for being too hard again. I bet you.
I forget. Yeah. I forgot to. I'm gonna just do all my. I'm gonna whisper all my answers physically into his ear though. So.
Yeah, whisper him right in my earballs.
Yeah, right in front of the microphone.
Yeah, right. Just whisper him right into here. So let's go.
All right, let's fucking do it. Good luck, everyone. Mwah.
I think I made this. I don't think I made it harder, but I didn't make it too hard.
I've already got one answer.
Already got an answer. That's. Oh, it's a cheeky test from Mr. Gore.
Cheeky test.
It's
One fateful day, the evil Mr. Dark steals the great Protoon and defeats
The fuck is this?
tries to protect it.
I told you I made it a little bit harder.
The Electoons, who used to gravitate around it, lose their natural stability and scatter all over the world.
This is fucking Looney Tunes.
We got a right answer in.
And untidy
Oh, the original one. Oh, okay, right.
We got a right answer. Dean's came in with a right answer.
Dear Lord, I would. Not.
Mr. Gore, you had the right answer and then changed your answer.
He's fine. He still got it.
He got it. Okay, so we got 3 right answers. It was Dean with the right answer first of all, and then so let me get this down. Dean with the right answer. Do you want to tell the guys what it was?
That was the original Rayman.
That was the original Rayman.
That is fucked up. I thought
that is the original.
I remember
Rayman.
seeing that motherfucker in the hat and cape, thinking like, right, this is like Darkwing Duck or something. But I don't know. He popped in there at the end.
Yeah.
What the fuck made you pick that?
I told you we went. I'm going to be right honest. We've been too fucking easy on.
We've
people.
been too lenient on you cunts.
Too lenient on them. I wanted to make it harder,
Yeah.
but not impossible.
Although we discussed this earlier on, I think from like January or whatever we're on with, we're gonna try and stick to a motif.
A theme, yeah.
So like every month we'll have like this is GameCube month, or this is PS2 month,
Or this is franchise month.
is
If there's a franchise big enough to have them.
whatever. So
Yeah.
we'll work out all that stuff later. Onwards.
Onwards. I'm gonna pick a 10-pointer whenever I feel like it. Because
Oh my God, what's this? Is this
what is this? So
is this Dead or Alive?
no, but bear in mind this could be a.
There's not a set of tits on screen, so it's obviously not Dead or Alive.
No, but
Dead or Alive.
what
Like,
one is it? That doesn't work. I need to
What?
reconfigure the button.
oh shit!
Stop hitting the button. It doesn't work. Don't worry.
I know what it is.
Let's see if the chat knows what it is. We got 4 answers.
You
in
should
here.
all know what it is because it's fucking.
I'm going to
great.
need specifics.
I'm seeing.
Mr. Gore has got the right answer. I
He's
need
got it.
because there are so many in the franchise. I'm going to need a specific on that, guys.
Mikey, you got the wrong one there. You're 1, 2.
Yeah, Mike, you got
relevant.
the wrong one. Dean,
No.
you've got the wrong one, my friend. Ocean's got the wrong one. So you got to be very specific. There is like a multitude in the franchise.
There's like 82 Dragon Ball Z games.
Yes.
So you got to give us the specific title.
Be
Play it
specific
again.
one.
Play it again, just so people know.
There's a lot of clues in the trailer here, guys, because the gameplay does focus in the trailer. Have a look
Because
very
it's-
closely at the gameplay.
It's the best looking Dragon Ball Z game, so that should be a hint.
Like there's gameplay in there that's very much of specific to one release. Music's great as well, actually.
An Arc System Works game, one might say.
Yeah, an Arc System Works game, very in the same
There
vein.
you go. There's 3 right answers.
There is free right answers. Oh my goodness, we have free right answers. Dean coming in with it's not Naruto, sadly.
Naruto.
What are you? I like that. There, Blaze like it's Naruto. Are you fucking
You
stupid?
fucking idiots. It's obviously
Fucking
Naruto.
idiot. It's obviously no.
It's fucking.
It's obviously by Naruto.
It is Dragon Ball Fighters.
It's Fighters Z.
Fighter or Fighters or Fighter Z, whichever.
So
way
that
you
was
wanna.
again, I made it a little bit challenging, but still guessable.
I mean, that was a pretty easy game, like, but everyone's just not as clever as I am. Fair. Oh, we were literally just talking about this.
Man, you're going to say it a few times today.
People are going to get the wrong game though.
Yep. This is one I think is going to get people.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know how to tell you what I think it is
Oh, Ocean's wrong again.
without giving it away.
Or is he wrong? No, he's definitely wrong. Nope, Mr. Gore's wrong. Still wrong, Ocean. It's not.
I said that too loud.
It's not though.
It's not. That's all right. It's fine.
Come here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, we got
I was
it.
like, oh yeah.
Right, it's not Armageddon because people saw me whispering that. I was wrong.
So I'm gonna say it's in the vein of
Yeah.
Sub-Zero Chronicles, without giving away too much else.
It's almost as if it's some kind of like sub game in the genre.
It is not Armageddon.
It's
No.
not Armageddon. Yeah, well, he's not wrong. That's a long way to.
Ocean has the right description,
to
just
write
not the
the-
right name of the game.
Yeah. Everyone furiously Google
Furiously googling
Mortal
what would be a
Kombat
game
and then
where
something. Can't remember the title.
Sub-Zero to Hero. No, that's a great name of a game, but it's not.
It is not Sub-Zero mythology.
I said it's in the same vein, not the same game.
I can hear all the furious Googling. Look at all these MK games
Not
that people
dead,
are
not-
naming.
I know. Oh, we got Ocean's got the right.
We got one
Ocean
right
came in
answer.
with the right answer.
We'll give you a clue. It's a co-op game.
A co-op game where you play as
It's a
Liu
cooperative.
Kang and Liu Kang.
You play as Liu Kang and Sonya Blade.
That's Sonya. Oh, we got another one. Mr. Gore's coming in for 3 of those points. We got 1 point left for grabs.
I mean, it's definitely the best non-linear MK game because it was fucking great.
Should we give them one more playthrough?
Let's give him one more wee cheeky playthrough.
Or a cheeky
No, there you go. There's all three answers. Right?
All 3 answers.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It was fucking MK Shaolin Monks. It was what a fucking game.
So I think.
What a fucking game.
So I told you, made it a little bit harder this,
Yeah.
this
Well, I mean,
week.
people went through practically every MK
Yeah.
game except for the one I was.
I thought it's like I'm gonna make them think.
Go make them use their brains.
Razor Hat just looks inconvenient. Oh, we don't need to watch this again.
It's like the longest trailer ever. Like.
Yeah.
Why?
Fucking Resident Evil games. I don't need any more Resident Evil games in my life.
Man, she smelled good. So being the gentleman I am, I bought her a drink.
This is Catherine, right?
I decided to get a job.
We got 2 right answers so far. Mr. Gore coming in first, and then Ocean.
It's not the sequel that was released about 2 months ago, no?
No,
And there he was.
it's the original.
Okay.
Well dressed, cool. Couldn't tell if he was the shit or just plain old shit. Yeah, so he's stylish, fast, aggressive, and packing heat. Bada bing. Or at least it was.
Got 1 more point going, guys.
That was a really long trailer.
I bought her.
What?
It was a really long trailer.
It was. I knew it was probably a little bit more of a not obscure game because it was out on the Wii and a few other things.
I think this is pretty obscure.
So being the
As
gentleman
I said, this is a pretty obscure game. Like for anyone who didn't own a Wii, they probably don't know what this is.
Everyone owned a Wii though.
assassinate the drifter. So I went where I was.
It's
that is-
very much for the same developer as
That's 3 correct answers
3 correct answers
for No More Heroes.
for No More Heroes. Same
No
developer
More
as
Heroes.
I want to say Killer 7.
Yeah, Killer 7, fucking great game. And this just had a sequel out there like a couple months ago, which
Yeah.
is like a top-down 2-person co-op. It's not. It is not a sequel in the same vein as the original at all, which is kind of odd. What the fuck? We have talked about all of these games on this fucking
So
episode.
you never watched it. So see what you were talking about earlier. I was like, one thing. Like, wait, this is incredible. Like, how are we so in sync at this point? We got 3 right answers already. I didn't even have to play it for that long. We have like everyone's got right answers in the.
Is there any more of the tune? No.
No, sadly not.
damn
I wasn't sure if we had to worry about copyright on that there, so I didn't want to keep it in for too long. But yeah, we have 3 right answers on that there. Yes, it was indeed Snake Eater, guys. A lot of people just coming in,
Fucking
dropping that.
absolute banging tune for that one. Like, banging tune.
Sadly, Billy, you did get the answer right. You just missed out on the window. Apologies on that one, dude. But yeah. Like, I don't know how this happened, but we talked a lot about.
We have mentioned so many of these games already. Just
and
tonight.
we didn't coordinate on.
I
this.
haven't seen this. I am watching this literally the same time as
So
all you
as you brought
fuckers.
the head-to-head stuff, I went, oh my god, why are we this in sync right now?
That's very odd. Like,
What the hell's going on? Fuck me, Mikey.
that's good.
I thought you'd like this.
You put this one on purpose, like I know you did. This song is in my current like kind of like playlist. This is in my list of tunes that I want in Redshift.
Close, Billy. Just you're one word out. Ocean's got it. We got Ocean on the board again for this one. Great. We're gonna play it again.
I just want this that tune.
I put this in for you. I did. It's a game we talked about quite a bit in relation to the Dreamcast as well as the Xbox back in previous casts. So it's definitely something that is, for our avid viewers, you will have heard us talk about it.
Talking about cell shade being like fairly timeless.
It still looks incredible.
Still looks good. Still looks great.
Oh, Mr. Gore coming in with the full actual title as well.
Yeah, technically he's the only one that's got it right so far.
I'm going to give Ocean his points, though, because he just missed out one word. Where if Billy changes one word, I'll give him it. Well, it's the first word, too.
Yeah. I mean, technically... technically, this is footage of the second one you've used, which is a different game.
Yeah, but like...
But
this is an obscure one.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm just having to give Billy the point on
that
one.
The title is literally on screen, but if you don't know what that stands
if you don't know what the initials are for, yeah. Yeah, Billy had like, I don't know which word is the first word. It's the first word.
First word of the sentence. Jesus, even Tom got it.
Oh yeah, even Tom got it. Yeah.
So is that all? Is that the three answers? Then?
I'm going to give Billy the point.
It was Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set
but
Radio.
Technically, that was Jet Set Radio Future.
Yeah. Like, Billy was so close to the wording. It just he said the wrong word for the same thing.
Give Mr. Gore more points for that one. Give him 6 points because he got Future.
Give him 6 points for Future?
He was the only one who got the right answer, technically.
Let's not be too pedantic about it, but okay.
Well, the whole point of this is us being pedantic.
I know. I'm going to give Billy some points, though, because Billy did get in the realm of it, and like, it was just one word wrong, and I feel like it'd be just a shame not to give him it, because he said, instead of saying jet set, he said rocket, and I'm like, a jet's a rocket. He's got like the right fucking like.
Well, Rocket City Radio and Jet Set Radio, he got 2 words wrong.
You know what I mean, though. I'm just trying to be nice at the end of the year.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Fuck it. Everyone gets 1,000 points.
Everyone gets 1,000 points except
for every
right
answer.
He's already got 1,000.
Yeah. Ocean, you don't need 1,000 points. You still be fucking winning.
Yeah.
Welcome to the sun-drenched tropical paradise of Isle Delfino. We're so pleased to welcome you to our beautiful home.
Squirt all over you.
You guys squirt all over me?
Enjoy a natural wonderland to which we've added the world's finest.
Oh, we got people coming up with the right answers already. Got 2 right answers. It was Mr. Ocean and Mr. Dean coming in there,
or Mr. Gore,
and then Mr. Gore as well. So Ocean.
We only needed one playthrough on that. It was Super Mario Sunshine.
It was Super Mario Sunshine.
Super Mario Come Shine.
Come shine with me.
Come shine with me, and then you're covered in just
covered in shine.
Hot sticky wickets.
So I told you I made it a little bit hard, but I made it a little bit easy as well.
Yeah. Have you figured out what the 10 pointers going to be yet?
I will tell you soon.
Right. How many left? 3.
There's a 3 or 4 left.
Facility 10 days ago. She apparently infiltrated the complex.
It's not this thing.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Chris Redfield.
Would anyone not get this?
I'm looking for the specific game on this one.
Is this the one with like that I won in a competition at one point when I was younger?
Don't know. Did you?
Which is to say, it ends in a certain letter of the alphabet.
Well, it's the one that Ocean got right there.
I mean, is this not technically?
No.
Okay. Oh, was that one or the sequel?
Got 2 right answers. Mr. Gore coming in. So
it looks like you're in some kind of lab. It must be.
It must be.
It must be a certain type of game.
It must be a certain type of game where you're in a lab. I wonder what type of game that is.
If you're in some kind of underground lab. That's crazy.
Yep, no clue on this one either.
Replay it, motherfucker.
Gonna replay it. Don't worry. I was just getting the points.
Is that Mikey in with the 3rd answer? Actually,
it was Mikey coming in with the 3rd answer.
It was Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Well, can you say it for me again? I don't think I quite caught that.
It was Resident Evil Code Veronica. So is this not Code Veronica X?
No,
Code Veronica. Is that the PS2 version?
It's just Code Veronica.
Sequel? Right. Okay. Is it that one with the incestual sibling? Could be. I don't really know what happens. Goes around about it. But that's.
I think it's more a commentary on Claire and
that's
and
sexy
Chris.
ass Claire Redfield. Right, you're running out of 10 pointers. It's got to be
Don't
one
worry.
of these.
Don't worry.
Oh, you know which one it's gonna be. What the fuck, man?
I don't know. I don't know.
We've mentioned every fucking game on this podcast.
We've sunk up, and I don't know how we managed to do that.
This is wild. We talked about this game like 25 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know. Don't
It's-
remind me. It scared me as much.
It's Ico.
Got Ocean's got his points in there. Billy's got his points in there. Got one more point to go.
It's not Wind Waker.
It's not Wind Waker though. It's not Wind Waker. We got 2 people saying Wind Waker. It's not Wind Waker.
Stop being jokey with your joke answers. This is so obviously not Wind Waker.
It's not beautiful enough to be Wind Waker.
It is not beautiful. It's not even cell. Well, I guess it is kind of cell shaded.
So where's Billy on this here so I can give him his points on the... Oh, God.
Play it again.
Yeah, I'm going to play it again. Don't worry. I'm just fucking doing the...
So is the last one the 10 pointer then? 'Cause it's
Yeah.
the only one left.
It's not a hard 10-pointer, but still 10-pointer.
Oh, I'm hard, alright.
It just shocked me how many of these games that you managed to sync up with me in a totally independent
By
line of
accident.
thought. To the point where I'm actually starting to question if you did or didn't watch
I
this.
did not. I 100% right hand up to
Because I
God
sent
who
this
doesn't
through to the
exist.
Dropbox
That's my
literally
left
about
hand,
like
actually.
half it.
You can check and see if I've opened that file or not.
Okay,
And I will
I'm
tell
gonna-
you that I haven't.
Okay.
This is complete.
We have a right answer for Mr. Gore. Mr. Gore has brought in the last right answer. That was indeed Twilight Princess.
A princess
Oh my
made
God.
out of Twilight. See if the last one is like fucking.
It's really easy, but still
Yakuza
gonna-
1 or something. I'm gonna fucking
I-
slap you.
It's not.
Okay.
It's a double. It's a double pointer, but like it's not gonna be a hard one.
Right. So this is the 10
This is my
pointer.
Christmas gift to the stream.
Okay. No Christmas. No Christmas.
Roger that, tower.
We have them on radar, sir. They'll be landing in a few moments.
Excellent.
Oh, I know
See
what this
that
is.
Counselor
this
Swan is
the
sent
third
directly
one?
to me.
Yes, sir.
This is not very Christmassy.
Tower, Dark Star on
It's not a
fire.
Christmas game.
No, it's really not. Nope. Sorry, Ocean. Not the right game.
Star, you are set for lockdown. Welcome back.
Nope.
Nope. Not Halo 3.
Not Halo 3. Although the number is right, but the game is wrong.
It's interesting. You guys are.
To me.
I thought you would have got this a little bit easier.
Well, no one fucking
Roger
did
that,
this
tower.
game.
Really?
There
Oh,
you go. Dean,
Dean coming in with
We
10
have them on
points.
radar, sir. They'll be landing in a few
Dean
moments.
coming in with a 10
Excellent.
points.
See that Counselor Swan is sent directly to me.
Yes, sir.
It is not Red Faction the Wind Waker.
Tower.
Or
Dark
Red
Star
Faction
on
Shadow
fire.
Monks. We'll give you a hint. The
It's not Red Faction May Cry Free.
the newest
We've got
version of
Dark
this
Star,
game
we're set
came
for
out
lockdown.
earlier on in the year, and I really hated it.
I mean, you're pretty doomed if you don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna play it 3 times.
You're right. We are
We
going to play
have
it
them
3
on
times.
radar, sir. They'll be landing in a few moments.
Excellent.
But you'll be doomed.
See
if
that
you don't,
Counselor
you
Swan
don't
is
know.
sent
We're gonna
directly
come
to
to your house and
me.
beat you up.
Yes, sir.
Answer with a question mark at the end of it.
Tower on fire.
So does he get 6 points?
You get 6 points for that, yes.
We've got you, Dark
Yes,
Star.
Mr.
Mr.
Gore, you
Gore
get
as
it.
well. It was Doom 3. The
Doom 3.
brightest, shittest Doom game there is besides Doom Eternal.
That was our skippable cutscene for the week.
That's our the last skippable cutscene of 2020.
The last
And then
skippable cutscene of 2020.
as far as 2021 goes,
This week was a close
We're-
one. We
we're
had
gonna-
Ocean coming in with the most amount of points, but like honestly, Mr. Gore wasn't far behind him, just by 3 points, which is crazy hard, like neck and neck. That looked. For
oh
a
shit,
while.
yeah, that's pretty good.
So
Wait, who won?
Ocean won
Fuck's sake!
by 3 points.
I'm gonna fucking,
Uh,
I'm gonna fucking kill him.
You don't kill him.
Fucking kill him.
Don't
I'm gonna
kill
kill him.
him.
I'm gonna kill him with kindness.
Oh well, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But yeah, so yeah, that was our last skippable cutscene. I can't believe I'm still in shock, like that we managed to make so much of the same choices in.
Yeah,
our
that was
setup for
wild.
this
I don't.
week.
That's just pretty funny that happened.
that
way.
was incredibly funny.
I'm gonna go from a third pee break, but this is also because I'm like 1 second away from having a nosebleed, so I'm gonna go shove some stuff.
Nosebleed? Okay.
I'm gonna go shove some stuff up my nose, and I'll be back in a second.
Cool. I'll speak to you soon then.
So does that mean you can talk to Ocean about the super sensitive mug that he's won?
Yeah, like, I mean, it's fair to say Ocean's won the mug. Ocean, you're going to get the Skippable Cutscenes winner's mug. That is a completely limited edition mug that no one else can get. This mug is not sold in any of the stores for the channel or anything. This will be an independent, unique mug for this season. Only you will have the glory of drinking whatever goddamn liquid beverage of your choice out of said mug. Or if you want to be a stylish man in the office and just put, I don't know, just some sweet ass pencils and pens, maybe we rubber in there. Maybe you're feeling creative. Maybe you're the type of man who thinks like, maybe I'm just gonna, fucking Van Gogh it, and maybe I'm just gonna put my paintbrushes in there. Maybe you could do that there. Maybe you could make, maybe you could clean your paintbrushes in that mug, but then accidentally think that your coffee's in that mug and pick up the wrong mug, and then you could drink some dirty paint water. It's up to you, but you will be the recipient of that lovely mug. We are going to get that sent out to you. I need you to DM the Player vs. Player podcast or Mr. Bacon's Twitter accounts with your delivery details, and we'll get that out to you. I will say, given the nature of where the time we're sending it out, it might be a few weeks before it gets to you, obviously with Christmas distribution and all of that good stuff. Yourself trying to get anything delivered in a time frame in general during COVID is a challenge, but now we're also near Christmas, which means while I put the order in probably sometime next week when I'm paid again, it won't get to you before Christmas, but hopefully in early January. We are going to be revamping how we do Skippable Cutscene into the new year. It purely belongs to him. Anyone that can overpower him physically, he can't take all of us. But we're gonna. If you can drop us just the details for your delivery, if you don't mind, we'll get that sent out to you. Even if you have a post box, a PO box, we'll get sent out to there. And then obviously, come 2021, we're going to season 2 of Skippable Cutscene. We will obviously have a little bit of revamp of the rules. We're probably going to go for a little bit of differences in the point skill and stuff to try and make it a little bit more competitive and try and keep things interesting. So, oh shit, I got a target on my back now. So yeah, we're happy about that there. Again, congratulations, Ocean, on being incredibly endowed with video game knowledge wealth. You've definitely showed us how rich you are in gaming spirit. But I'm looking forward to season 2. Season 2 is going to get a little bit. We're going to get as Mr. Bacon has said, we're going to get very sort of thematical with it, so we might pick certain console generations, certain franchises, maybe even certain gameplay styles. So maybe it's going to be action adventure games, maybe it's going to be FPS games, maybe it's going to be RPGs. We're going to try and do it a little bit more thematically, just to kind of make it interesting, but also obviously with a change in how we do the points and whatnot. But we're looking very forward to that there. Ocean's gonna have to start living like Henry Hill. Yeah. He's gonna have to speak. Yeah, best way of putting it. Goddamn. But yeah, just thinking about that now, it's like fucking hell. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Crazy. I can't believe we're like 11 episodes into the podcast and technically one season of Skippable Cutscene. But we have episode 12 next week, which is our game of the year. So, we'll take it from there. That means we won't have a Skippable Cutscene next week. We're not gonna be making one for next week. We probably won't have head-to-head or anything. Yeah, I think even news, unless the news is suddenly like CD Projekt Red has suddenly dissolved as a company, unless it's mammoth news like that, the likelihood is next week will just be purely game of the year. Not deliberation, but basically, I'd say awards, but like we don't know awards. We're just going to tell people what our opinions are in certain categories and stuff. So we're looking forward to that there, which is nice as well because I got Tuesday and Wednesday off of next week, so I have 2 days where I'm not working and work where I can actually think about it, research it, talk about it. We're looking at. I'm struggling to pick a game of the year at the minute purely because there was not a lot of games out this year, and not a lot of them that like had much. Like some of the games had impact on me, but like not massive impact, which is unfortunate. It's not like back when like the same year where God of War and Spider-Man came out, where you're kind of like But this year's game of the year is going to be a hard choice for me. I don't know about you on that one. Choosing a game of the year this year is going to be a bit difficult, or not for you? For me, it is.
No, mine's pretty easy.
Okay. See, I probably would have the same. I know what you're going for, but I can't say
Can't do it.
can't do it because I haven't played it.
That's that. My game of the year is just playing with myself.
That's why I can't play that regularly. That's the problem.
My own penis. It's the
Yeah.
game of the year.
Yeah. I think Fallout 2 mod is probably the game of the year.
He does love a good Fallout 2 mod.
When are you guys back for Xmas? After Xmas? We're literally back on Boxing Day.
Yeah,
We are literally back on Boxing Day.
the day after. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We might be too busted.
Yeah.
It might be a
Tentatively back
Yeah.
next week. Like
It might be
tentatively here on Boxing Day.
It might be like a pre-recorded thing or a live thing. We don't know yet. Well,
I don't know how we're going to pre-record
whatever. That's true. Whatever happens, we'll do. I'll probably just be the Boxing Day one, but
it. Yeah, obviously,
you
subject
never
to
know.
change, of
What
course.
day is Christmas this year? Is it Friday or Saturday?
Friday.
May even be the Sunday then.
Could be Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted on that one, though.
Give us a day to digest all that Christmas food.
I mean, yeah. We'll keep you posted.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Live stream making dinner.
I could do that. It would just be a 10-hour live stream of me yelling.
Is that how you make your Christmas dinner? Just yelling?
That's what cooks the food. It's the heat from my anger.
How angry you are?
Yeah. Just,
See, Ghost of Tsushima is good. It's one of the ones that's definitely in contention for me as well. Ghost of Tsushima is definitely one of the things vying for my opinion,
yeah.
but I don't know.
It was
It's the worst part is like the game of the year I want to give game of the year to didn't come out this year, so I can't give a game of the year.
Well, we're doing the game you played this year from a previous year.
Yeah, which will win the category easily.
Yeah.
Easily. You know,
Usually, but
it's not even for debate in my mind.
Yeah.
So, do we have ideas of what the grand categories are going to look like? We have game of the year,
Game of the year.
favorite game we played from the previous year,
Yeah,
or
most-
from a previous year.
say most disappointing game of the year.
Most disappointing game.
Maybe like surprise hit. You know, like a game that you maybe weren't all that fussed on originally, and you played it, and you're like, oh fuck, that's great.
Hmm.
Something like that. Best multiplayer, best online, kind of something around that.
Well, yeah.
Best erection game for the best erection.
Best fan service,
Yeah. Yes. Fancy.
which goes to Shiran.
Karuga,
Kagura,
Peach Beach.
Beach.
Well, they've released about 9 games after that, like, so
Probably, yeah.
they have like Peach Play or something as one, where it's just
Playing with
essentially
peaches?
just like you're just like wow. Yeah, you do that.
It's amazing how like boob physics just sound like wah 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 wah. Sound like Wario. Wah 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 wah.
See, I liked Ghost of Tsushima enough. I thought the story was a bit weak though.
I like the story
It
because
was
it
a
was
bit-
heavy.
It was a bit grim.
That's
like,
why I liked it.
There was never any like real moments of like levity in the whole fucking thing. You're like, oh, geez, all right, fair enough.
That's why I kind of liked it though. It's just brutal.
It's fucking brutal. Yeah, fucking
I don't know. I suppose so. It was alright.
Just watch.
It was a great game. Like I beat the absolute fucking shit out of it.
Yeah.
But like the whole game was very like it was very morbid.
Yeah.
It was very like
It's kind of like
Michael just said I'm not part of the family. Fucking brutal. Fucking brutal. Fucking brutal.
fuck my, and then he fucks his uncle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next week though, we're not going to get into huge spoiler here, but like bear in mind next week, gloves are off. We have to talk spoilers.
Consider
We can't justify a game or unjustify a game unless we can be very, very upfront with the actual, you know, story mechanic.
Consider it a
story
big
sentence or story beats.
spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like the grim, it does make sense for the invasion. It's just that I mean like that like Ghost of Tsushima was like a 40-hour 50-hour game, and there wasn't a joke in the whole fucking game. Like there was no. I'm not
Jin's
saying.
family was the fucking joke.
What?
I love the fact that like the guy who makes Yakuza loved the game because he thought that the fucking goddamn Jin was just the ugliest cunt he's ever seen. Like he says, it's so great that they've made him so ugly because you could never get away with this in Japan and make it such an ugly protagonist.
I don't think he was an ugly protagonist.
I didn't think so either, but apparently, like, according to like the guy who made Yakuza, he loved it because he was so ugly. Where like Japan, they have this thing where they would never make
Well,
an ugly protagonist.
I guess does he mean that he didn't look like the fucking the lead singer of a fucking J-pop band?
But that's the thing. That's why. That's the thing that all studios have to kind of like. They never release a character that looks so.
Right. Yeah,
normal.
it just looked like a Japanese guy. It just looked like a Japanese
but apparently,
man.
apparently Japanese standards is that your main character's always got to be like stunningly like
Right.
handsome or beautiful.
Right, okay, right.
Where he
right.
was like, I love him, he's so ugly.
Oh, I wouldn't. I'm sure that's a bit of a dig to the guy that they mocapped for him. Like,
Maybe so, but like I think it's more of it's like it's I think it's more he was like, I'm so happy that they were just
yeah, I guess
they
because
just they made it so
yeah,
bloody.
I guess it's like the same thing that fucking BioWare done with Mass Effect when they just got a male model in for like one day to do like the
Head scan?
the head scan for the main character, and then
Yeah.
got someone completely different to do the voice. Like
Yeah.
the guy who does the voice for Shepard looks like us, but the guy who does the like the face for him, does
Gucci
not.
model?
He is literally an underwear model that they just picked out of a French magazine. It's like,
Amazing.
so
Amazing.
that's what you can get away with.
But yeah, yeah, I just thought that was great. The way he's like, I love this guy. He's so ugly. He's so fucking ugly. And I'm like, good for you, random.
Yeah.
Although the guy who made Yakuza is not exactly a stunner. Like, let's be honest.
I mean, he doesn't exactly put like stunning people in his game either. There's a load of ugly people in the
yeah,
Yakuza
but
series.
Kiryu is a very like a handsome chiseled man. If you know
I mean,
what
like they done
his
what
face is not an ugly face.
they done what they could to make the protagonist of Like a Dragon just look as goofy and as stupid as possible. So fair play to them. Like,
yeah,
with
yeah,
this horrible haircut.
yeah. It didn't have any humor, but for me, it was a reprieve of the scenery in Ghost. So many times I went through that game, I was like, "This is beautiful."
It is probably the
Beautiful.
best looking game on the PS4.
I want to
Like,
see what it's like on PS5. I've
one of, like-
heard it's
yeah.
got better. Just
draw distance
distance,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Just
because
it's a
they
bit
can
more-
render more.
Yeah, a bit more powerful. That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, because there was quite a lot of fog and stuff in
Yeah,
Ghost of Tsushima, but it made sense. That
yeah,
it's
because it was
very,
quite
moody, kind of
moody, but
game.
also like the weather changed depending on how you played the game.
Yeah, that was like
Which
the
was
like
which
the stealthier the were, the more like clouds and fog and
Yeah.
stuff there was about it. I thought that
Which
was
I
quite
thought
nice.
I wasn't going to be as stealthy, but apparently I was the stealthiest bitch in the world because
I
it
think,
was
like-
clouds and rain constantly.
Yeah, the clear skies was essentially just like you just have to run in and just kill. Everyone has to see you. Everyone has to see you coming from like 4 miles away.
You have to
Like,
announce. You have to announce your presence.
Yeah, you have to do like the stand down. You know, the standoff with like everyone, and then you had to kill everyone who was left. Just in like 1-to-1 combat. Like if you even like stealth killed like 2 people in a row, it would all come in.
Yeah.
Like, all right, chill it.
I must have been just that bitch who was stealthing all around the
Yeah,
place.
I stealth more of it than I just fought. Like,
Yeah. If I was like
head on,
running through if I was just like kind of running across the fields of my horse racing, I would and I saw some people. I'd do a standoff then because
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
I can't get the stealth advantage.
aye.
But if I come to like an outpost, I'm like, right, I'm gonna go in
Stealthy.
and I'm gonna
Stealthy
buck them.
boy.
I'm gonna buck them.
Buck him with a sword.
I'm gonna
buck 'em with a sword,
bucked.
Mate, you're already dead.
You're already bucked. Pure bucked.
You're already bucked, mate.
Already bucked. Pure bucked.
I don't fucking everything in that fucking game. It's
But yeah,
great.
great game. It's definitely in for contention for me, but there's other
It
games.
was out this year, yeah.
Yes, it came out in June.
Okay, I'm just making sure because
Came out
you
in
know
June.
this year is a travesty of time travel.
Oh Jesus, I've fucking here.
Who knows
shot
when
myself.
who knows when anything was.
It's like I look through the games I played this year, and it's I did not play a lot of games. There's just not a lot out. At
Like you didn't
times.
play a lot that was out this year.
Yeah, like it's one of those ones where looking at the games objectively that I did play, a lot of it was kind of like visiting games I maybe had like skipped in the past, or
Yeah.
games that were, you know, just maybe 10 years ago. Crazy, if you know what I mean.
When are you gonna start streaming Warcraft again?
Fuck that. Why would I stream
Shut-
that shit?
Go back to Shadowlands.
I would rather choke on sand.
Okay.
So no, I'm good.
Is that what his name is?
Yeah, yeah. Specifically
it's my
sand. Like,
boyfriend.
if we're going
Sand.
through, what I played this year is Judgment. Assassin's
Just chatting. Wow, what a great game. That's
Yeah,
a
great game.
top tier.
Great
top
game.
tier- top tier
Great game. Apparently, I played Judgment for
What?
55 hours.
Fuck yeah, boy.
What? Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 10, Ghost of Tsushima, Animal Crossing for a bit, Darkest Dungeon, Yakuza 0, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Yakuza 3, Last of Us 2, 2 Point Hospital, Watch Dogs 2, Kiwami 2, God of War, Yakuza
Yeah,
Kiwami.
not a lot of games that were out this year.
Yeah, like both Deadly Premonitions, Tony Hawk, Doom, Plague's Tale, Innocence, Marvel Avengers, Shadow of War, Remnant, like Arkham Asylum, Indivisoble's good. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Arkham City. Yeah, like I played a lot of games I already played before, or like Spider-Man, Crash Bandicoot, Red Dead, Minecraft Dungeons, Jackbox, Overwatch, Control. Fuck, I hated Control. I played Art apparently.
Ooh, Art's a good game.
We played Hunt Down together.
Yeah, Judgment,
State of Decay, Fall Guys, Greedfall,
Goat Simulator. Judgment doesn't really count because it wasn't out in 2020.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I played like games that weren't out this year. Honorable mention for the game of the year, Persona 5 Royale. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Came out this year. It's pretty blunt at first, but as Jin transitioned more into a ghost, I went more stealth. I felt like that's how my armor went. My armor choices went that way.
That definitely happened. Like,
I'd say Judgment was the best one you played all year, but it was just reminiscent on how fun it was earlier today. Oh, Judgment's so good. Judgment's so good. I spent most of the year replaying stuff, catching up on last year's games. Yeah, like as you can tell, there, like I spent a lot of these games were games that are in previous years, are games that I returned to, that I played before.
Yeah.
Honestly, the one that kind of
You only played Marvel Avengers for 8 hours. Did you finish it?
it finished me.
It took me behind the fucking shed and just.
You know what? Deadly Premonition didn't have as much time on it as I thought it would.
Yeah, I thought that had a wee bit more on it.
Yeah, same.
Because like I was here for like a few streams of that, and it felt like you were playing that game forever.
Yeah, felt longer. I don't know. Maybe time stood still when we played that game. Doesn't cover game of the year, but it's definitely the best game played this year on stream. It's definitely a contender for the best game
From previous year.
from previous year. Yeah, I'd give Ghost of Tsushima just ahead of Final Fantasy VII Avengers. Look at that fucking emote. That is terrifying.
Jesus Christ.
That is actually terrifying. But yeah, overall, we have our work cut out for us in the next week or so. Thank God I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday next week.
Yeah, well, I'm off work as of today. So
Oh, really?
I'm off next week.
I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday next week. I'm working the rest of the days.
So I'll come down here maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll fuck each other, and then we'll get the game of the year stuff. That'll be the pillow talk after we're done.
Yeah, sure.
After we're
Anytime
done
after
necking on each other.
11 on Tuesday
Like
or
I'm gonna
Wednesday.
be up before 11 o'clock. Get the fuck out of here.
You never know. I
have
find
ga-
my
I have
even on my
game
days off.
development to
Yeah, that's true. On my days off, I find myself still waking up about maybe 7:30 in the morning, getting out of bed by about 9.
I would like to do that because it means that you're not wasting all of your day off in bed. But if I know I'm not working, I get up at like 1.
No, it's not even that there. It's just I can't bear to lie in my bed any longer at that point.
Right.
It's like because I'll like what happens is I'll probably go to bed around 12, maybe 1, wake up at 3, go to sleep again, wake up at 5, go to sleep again, wake up at 7. And at that point I just get fed up.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's like I'm physically fed up of like
Just lying here.
lying here. Yeah. At that point I'm very aware of it, and it annoys me.
Okay, so you just got like, fuck it, I'll just wake up. I've got shit to do.
It's like even if I don't have shit to do, it's kind of like I'll just wake up and I'll just get stuff done. Like even if I don't have stuff to do, I'll just do something.
Fair enough.
You know, I'll find something to do.
You know what I might do for next week if we have enough done? I might compile another Redshift demo because like
Yeah.
I have such wonderful things.
Do we have time to do that on the Game of the Year?
Yes, we have unlimited time.
On the Game of the Year cast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll do it eventually. Maybe not the game of the year thing, like,
Okay.
but we'll see. It's
Fair
good shit.
enough.
It's good shit now.
But yeah, anything else you want to discuss, or anything else the chat feels like you need to discuss?
How is your anus? It's
My
alright.
anal health is pretty good. At the
Pretty
moment.
good, yeah. It's good to know.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than that, it's pretty much all I wanted to know. I feel
It's all you
caught, I
need- all
feel
you
caught
needed
up.
to know.
I feel complete now that I know that your anus is okay.
Mm.
We need to do another art stream sometime. Yeah, it's a lot of work though.
It's just getting the resources down to do it.
I have to bring all the fucking shit down, and then I have to spend the whole stream drawing.
And then I have to spend the stream watching you draw, which
Yeah.
is great though. Don't get me wrong. It gives me a lot of. It takes a lot of work off my shoulders, but like you can tell that when you're trying to draw, it's hard to focus when you're trying.
Yeah. It's hard to draw and talk at the same time.
Yeah, it's like I'm sitting there asking you questions because I'm interested in what I'm seeing, and,
And
then
I'm like,
I'm
Don't talk to me, you
And
fucking
then I'm
dick.
very, very visibly aware. It's like, oh, I'm distracting him.
Yeah.
You know.
So we'll see.
So
See what happens.
it's definitely something I enjoy. But sure, we'll take it in our stride with that one.
How's everyone else doing? Y'all doing?
Y'all good?
Hopefully you're enjoying your Saturday. Saturday.
Don't know what you
Trying
call
to
it.
think of a euphemism.
Wanks. I like to think they're wagging.
Saturday Yatterday? No.
Yurt.
I don't know.
Yurt
Saturday
day.
Yurter Day? Like where you're just yurting?
Just
Yurting.
I'm glad to be done for the year. We're gonna work until January 6th. See, you are all lucky. I get like the Tuesday and Wednesday off for both weeks, and that's it. Like I'll take a Christmas day off,
Well, yeah.
but like I don't get any additional days. I'm working Monday, off Tuesday, Wednesday, working Thursday, off for Christmas, back in Monday, off Tuesday, Wednesday, off again,
fun.
in again on Thursday, off again Friday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's me. I think I'm off from yesterday until like the fucking 4th or 8th of January or something. But I'm gonna like I'm essentially spending quite a lot of that time just making another game.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I mean, a lot of my Monday and probable Thursday are going to be not really me doing much work so much as me just kind of like in autopilot. I don't think there's a lot to be said or done
Yeah.
on those days. Like I get people ready for their work for the Monday and then I just let it go into autopilot. But that's still an annoyance in on itself. So we'll see how it goes.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah. I mean, the likelihood is that I'll probably, if we don't do the Saturday cast for player versus player, I'll probably stream because I'll not be doing anything anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'll see what I get up to. I'll either be the Saturday or the Sunday, I guess, but it'll be that weekend anyway.
Yeah.
I might have some
there's no pressure to get on the Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, end of the day, you have an infinitely tougher time getting stuff sorted because you're having the folks done, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. We're doing
So
the whole.
that's a bigger rigmarole.
I will be spending the entire 12 hours that you're awake on Christmas Day cooking. I think up until like maybe the last hour.
I'll probably be
9 or something. You say you're coming?
yeah about 9. So I'll probably like be in my folks' house till maybe about 7:30, 8.
Cool.
Because I need to come down here and leave a few bits and bobs in. For obvious reasons, like because I think they bought me like a dairy milk that's the size of a small child.
Oh,
It's like that size. It's like a
Call it
kilogram.
cradle it.
It's like a kilogram
baby.
bar. They're enough like
That's
800 fucking grams or some shit like that.
sounds like quite a lot.
It's like yawn size. It's fucking wild.
I love a good yawn size chocolate bar.
Yawn size.
Yawn size.
I mean, it's not my favorite. It's good chocolate in comparison to most chocolate, but like it's not my favorite though. You know my favorite. He goes by the name Toby. Last
Toby.
name Lerone.
First name Toby, second name Lerone.
Lerone.
This French madman. That's because it's the Alps, so he is French.
Yeah. Or German.
Well, depending on what side.
Yeah.
Toby you're looking at.
Could be Italian.
It could be the unsung Toblerone brother.
Yeah. Tobias Lerone.
Tobias Lerone.
Lerone.
Tobias Lerone.
Now I want some Toby Lerone.
Nice. Fucking. Go to the shop, buy one.
A word, but they're closed.
That's true.
They're a word, but they're closed. Do you think it's time we should wrap it up before we slap it up?
Like a big present. We're gonna wrap it up.
We're going to wrap
it up like a big Christmas
We're gonna
present.
wrap it up like the big Christmas present
Yeah.
is because I've just realised it's 11:30 at night now.
11:30 at night. We've got places to go and people to fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got work to do
We've
after
got
this.
people to fuck and places to go.
I've got
You know what? It works either way, actually.
Yeah. So guys, we're gonna love yous and leave yous, guys. Of course, if you've enjoyed this series, this season,
See, is that what we're calling it? A season, a month, this is the 11th episode. So
Yeah.
every 11
I feel like the first
episodes.
season's our pilot season,
Yeah.
where like we start off with like smaller amount of episodes, and then
Yeah,
every season.
this was the pilot season of the
I
podcast.
feel like every season should be based on how long we run Skippable.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah. Okay, the next season will just be us doing the entire podcast in our unmentionables,
I can't wait.
which is to say we'll be buying a new risque set of lingerie every
I'm gonna
week
be
for every.
incredibly naked sometimes underneath all my clothes.
You'll just see like mesh. There's going to be so many mesh tops. A lot of like.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look like
A lot of
rave
fishnets.
club in the late 90s, early
Yeah.
2000s.
Going to be a lot of rave onesies and shit. Like
Yeah.
what do you call them? Fluorescent fluorescent
Fluorescent
one piece
one-pieces.
bikinis and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to be doing all the podcasts in.
Is that mine or is that yours?
You?
That was mine.
was
Oh, that's
mine.
perfect. It's Ocean's address. We're gonna get that out to you, dude.
Oh, yeah, for the
We're gonna get that out to you.
for our sexy ass mug.
Well, I'll probably put the order in next week when I get paid. So Yeah.
I kind of want to do.
I've already warned him that we're asking this delivery to be done during a Christmas period. It might
That's
take
true.
a few weeks to get out to you.
I might do him like a special mug where it's just a little drawing of a penis instead of the skippable winners. No, okay, we'll give him the proper one.
Say, why are you doing that? Although, like, next season we'll have to like change up the color palette or something for the winners mug.
That's true. That's
Season 2 winner.
like a countdown mug,
Yeah.
but we'll just call it countdown.
Countdown. Yeah.
Like, well done, you won countdown.
Why-
Because you're the biggest cunt.
You got down.
You got down.
But
You're
yeah.
down with the cunts.
But yeah, we're going to love yous and leave yous, guys. Obviously, if you've enjoyed the podcast, we would implore you to hit that follow button. That way you don't miss out on the podcast as it goes live. We'd also ask you to check out the YouTube player. Even if you have been here tonight for a bit of a time and you want to go back and maybe you didn't see the rest of the stream and you're not subscribed to the channel.
Yeah.
Because all of our archives on Twitch do only go to subscriber only. You can check out the actual full full podcast without being a subscriber.
Yeah,
without
at this
being a
point,
subscriber.
there's like more than 24 hours worth of podcasts that you can go through
on
so,
the YouTube channel.
On the YouTube channel.
Link
So,
below
like,
the player.
if you literally want to if you want to waste a full day of your life, waste it with us.
Yeah, we're still with us. You can check out the YouTube player below. We would ask you to check it out, give it a subscribe. We really do need those subs purely because we want a custom URL. And so that helps us get that 100 sub count.
Damn
Gives
right
that
we do.
Sweet URL, guys.
If you don't have a YouTube account, fucking make one.
Yeah. On top of that there, guys, obviously, you can check out our social media. We've got it right below the player here. Like, you can see right here, we got the PVS podcast here, we got mine, and we got Mr. Bacon's here. You know, you can obviously follow us on Twitter and all that good stuff if you want to see more of our machinations and stupidity online. But I'll be back tomorrow for more Spider-Man playthrough. We will see you again before the podcast or after the podcast. Or the podcast, sorry. Whenever you're free, really.
I don't know.
We'll see him. He'll be back.
Well, I'm
definitely for
off.
the
I'm
pod.
off next week, so I might run down for something. I'm a very busy boy, though.
That's fair. That's
Got
fair. I mean,
games
the
to
man makes video games when he's not, hanging out with you lovely people.
You know, you lovely bitches.
But we're gonna have to love yous and we're gonna have to leave yous. But you know what? We'll see yous next time, guys. Have a good one. Peace. Do you want to press the button?
Oh. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I can't wait to unwrap your presents.
You gonna unwrap my presents?
Yeah. Which is anal.
Right.
That's what the present is. It's anal.
The present seal.
Yeah.
The glorious present of like just
Anal.
untapped asshole.
Yeah.
That's not really. When you say you're gonna unwrap it, like, are you gonna like?
I'm gonna make you look like a jellyfish that someone's beating up.
Oh, I thought you were about to like insert a condom inside my asshole and then just forcibly break it.
Yeah, that's what the
Unwrapped it.
jellyfish part is. It'll just be
Ah.
like a stretched condom, just with fist marks.
You know what you should do, right? Just
Yeah.
put in like one of those anal butt plugs that had like the weird squishy thing to expand the asshole first.
Oh yeah, like an air thing.
Yeah, like an air press pump thing.
Yeah.
Let's do that there and just.
I mean, I've got one in the house. I can go get it.
Sweet.
I'll get tired to bring it down. Get her to ferry my butt plugs down. My
Ferry your
selection.
butt plugs down.
Ferry my selection of butt plugs down.
That's an interesting way of describing someone coming in. They ferried them down.
Yeah, well, how else are you gonna get them down? Carrier pigeon. The carrier pigeon can't handle that.
When I
that
think
kind
of
weight.
ferry, though, I think of like a boat, and there's no water between me and your.
It is a boat.
house.
It's just a boat on wheels. It's just
That's
it's a little.
that's what they call a car.
Yeah, it's a boat that's been retrofitted to be a car
That's
that's full of butt plugs. And
That's-
then you test them just by going in and just sitting down. Like if you can sit on it, then it's not big enough.
as transportation goes. That sounds like an awkward one.
I mean,
but
like
it's-
to be fair, if you ever really want to be clamped to a seat,
yeah.
sit on a butt plug. You're not going anywhere. Like you're in there. Like,
I mean,
you're stuck. You're
I mean,
stuck
I guess
to that
because
butt
it's
plug.
like physically stuck to the seat, or it's because your asshole's just like because your asshole's been penetrated. It's
Both.
Ones where like
both.
you lose control of your legs, like your muscle
It's both.
memory's gone in your
Yeah.
legs. Once
Yeah.
that seat goes in
But
your
it's
ass.
also covered in glue.
I feel like you should never cover
So
your
it's
butt plug in
literally
glue.
glued to the inside of your anus.
I wonder if people went to the ER because there's been glue on the butt plug.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I need to research
That
this.
would be like a really great practical joke.
That
and by practical joke, I mean horrible, life-altering
that's a
injury.
That sounds awful. I mean,
Yeah.
like
That sounds pretty great.
gorilla glue up your asshole.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Like you could think of all the walls you could attach yourself to.
Not even out there. Think how constipated you'd be.
That's also true. Well, you just like
Like that poo ain't going nowhere.
just don't eat anything ever again.
I mean,
You'll be alright.
but like your body will feed off your body mass for a while. And that's still got to go somewhere.
That's true. So yeah, don't glue a butt plug. Just
Don't plan
don't-
on
just
like
don't
you're
do
the
it.
one threatening
Sorry.
to be
Well, I guess
ass with butt plug.
you never know. Yeah, I don't know what you get up to in your spare time. It was just me giving you some advice.
Usually a nap.
What?
Usually I nap.
You just nap, but do you have a
Oh,
butt plug in when you're napping?
Yeah, of course.
Is there glue on it?
Yeah, no.
Right, well, just make sure there isn't then. That's what I'm saying. Just keep an eye out for glue.
I mean, if I was in bed with glue, that would be a weird scenario.
Yeah, that's true. This is a really long conversation about butt plugs. It's so long that the song has stopped, and I wonder if anyone's still listening to this.
Nah, I think.
Oh, look,
who the fuck's staying around for this bullshit?
Billy is still listening to this, and he has an
Oh,
erection.
right, shit. Billy was around for that still. That's weird. I mean, I didn't think people stayed here that long.
Yeah, I mean, like people are clearly away home by now.
I mean,
I'm away home by now.
I mean, like,
I'm
why
not even-
are you still here?
I'm not even here anymore.
Like, I mean,
I'm,
we were aware we were aware, like, not the camera. We were aware that the mics were still. Why are you all still here?
I'm literally at home right now.
Why?
I don't know. Tara's still here as well. Like I'm sitting next to her in our living room right now. I don't know why she's still in this.
That's pretty
This
weird.
chat room.
You're omnipresent. This point.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's just
God.
you just have a really good microphone that you can
I
hear
do,
me.
I
You can hear me
do.
from the house.
You know what? We
Yeah.
should probably end this podcast.
Okay, probably. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
I don't know how you end this anymore.
You hit that button there.
Mwah.
Mwah. Oh, I didn't hit it though.
Mwah.
No, you have to prove to me you want me to hit it. Hit it hard.
Okay.